Such a long time. It's been a while since I've gone live. Hopefully. How's everybody doing today? Good, good, good. Are you a chosen one? So today, just want to talk about awareness, minding your mind, how to achieve your goals, take your questions, and just give you a more understanding of how the universe and things work. If you're trying to create in your life, master your life, and get things working for you. You may be experiencing synchronicities and all these things. So, are you a chosen one, right? So, there's a big misconception, and I want to get it out. A chosen one. First of all, what is today, right? Today is what 8/8. I think it's like called the Lions Portal, and I see a lot of 11/11s in here, so that's good. So, what is morning 888 portal? Yeah, what a good day to do a live, right? So this will enhance your guys manifesting and get you guys into a bigger state to create your life, right? Now that I'm doing a live, I'm getting a lot of calls, so I have to silent my phone here. All right, so let's talk about, are you a chosen one? What does it really mean to be a chosen one, right? There's a chosen one doesn't mean that you're better than everybody else. So I don't want to get that stigma and to put comparison with an ego thing, like, oh, I'm the chosen one, I'm better than this. A chosen one is just what it says. Just like everybody else that come on this planet, they have duties and responsibilities to do. So a chosen one is just a verbiage to show that what you are here to do, right? Which is to what? To create, to enlighten, and to awaken a lot of individuals that are what we call sleeping. Now, sleep basically means they're just not consciously aware or awake of their purpose. And purpose is a big thing. A lot of people, especially now, people are finding it. Everybody wants to find their purpose now because of all these things are going on around the world, right? Everybody is waking up within the last 2 to 3 years. It's been a real big shift in the planet, people's mindset. A lot of things are coming to light, and manifesting or creating your life is what it's all about. And in order to do that, you have to be very, very much aware. You have to be consciously and subconsciously aware, mainly of your thoughts and your habit patterns. Those are the two big things that you really gotta key in on, right? So there's so much to be aware of to create your life. Now, the thing is, a lot of a lot of individuals. I mean, first of all, if you're watching this live, you're definitely resonator. You're definitely one of those chosen ones, because again, there's no synchronicity. And I know it sounds lame, or it says, oh, this is what this guy's just saying. No, it's just how the universe works. Nobody does anything by coincidence. Everything is a natural flow. So a chosen individual is one who starts to become aware of their thinking, of their mindset, of what they're focusing on, and they start to become aware of their body, how they feel, and they start to notice patterns, and they start to pick up things about the universe, and they also start to notice themselves. When I mean from themselves, I mean what they call these trippy powers of these psychic, these people that got like empath ability. They suck up energy, and they feel like something's wrong with them. There's nothing wrong with you. You're just tapping into that power that you came here with. And it's maybe scary. It may be scary for you because everybody else around you look normal, right? You say, oh man, everybody else is normal around me. Am I abnormal? No, it's not that you're abnormal. You're not abnormal at all. You're not even close to abnormal. It's actually the opposite. You're probably more normal. It's a tribal mentality. I wish I met you when I was young. I would have benefited from hearing that. Well, that's a good point too. And another thing I want you guys to understand is like everything is about timing too. You know, when things happen in your life, it's the right time. So if you're older and you say, man, I wish I was younger, I could get this stuff. No, this is the time for you to get it. Why? Because age is a misconception again. See, we have this analogy, and we create like years and say, oh, you're 35, you're 22, you're 33, you're 44, you're 55, I'm 60, I'm too old, I can't. All that is irrelevant. It's how you feel and how you think. Age is made up by us. People don't understand that. Age is made up by us. So anytime, the point is, anytime you arrive to get something in your life or something happens for you, trust it, it's the right time for you. When you were younger, you probably wouldn't have got it. So when you get it now, it's the best time. All right? Now, going back to what I was saying about these abilities you have, right? I'm gonna get to some questions in a minute. A feeling I was going. So going back to these abilities that you call chosen ones have, to you it may seem very traumatic or emotional because you're going through so much, but you just have to learn to refocus energy. You got to learn to balance your energy. That's all it's about. So that's why I'm bringing this awareness out, so that anyone that's watching this and this resonates and you're coming into this, then you know what's happening with you, that you're actually very gifted. You are very gifted, and that's the bottom line. So you want to start to use those gifts first. You want to enhance yourself so you can enhance others. I always use this analogy. I said, people always say to me, they say, man, you know, I want to help people, and I want to do stuff, and I want to, you know, people are always coming to me for help. And I said, hey, you can't help somebody if you aren't even helping yourself. And then they say, well, I'm helping myself. And I said, no, you don't get what I mean by helping yourself. I always use an analogy. Let me get this bottle of water. So let's say this bottle of water is like filled up here, right? So I'm helping somebody with this bottle of water. That's me helping somebody. If the bottle's filled up here, the water's filled up here, and I'm helping somebody, the water keeps going down, and water keeps going down. See now what's happened? I am depleting my energy. So helping somebody means that I have to have this water not only filled, but overflowing. So to help somebody, your cup has to be overflowing. That means you have enough supply so that you can give. You just don't fill your cup and then help somebody and then deplete, and then before you know it, you're in the same boat, right? So you got to understand that. You got to understand how this world or your mind works. And purpose is a big thing a lot of you guys are looking for right now. Everyone wants to find purpose. Everyone wants to know what they're here to do. Everyone wants to find out, you know, well, how can I live my best version? How can I create or manifest whatever you want? You know, I mean, let's face it, man, we're all human beings. Everybody wants. There's nothing wrong with people wanting materialistic stuff. You know, a lot of spiritual teachers, and you know, they focus on, you know, yeah, we gotta feel the presence of the universe. But man, people want nice stuff. You want to be in a comfortable home. You want to drive a nice car. You want to live your life. It's not saying that you're materialistic, but so we got to get that. We got to get that straight, how spirituality works. People confuse spirituality with, like, if you're spiritual, you have to be broke, or you can't. You're not supposed to have money. You're supposed to just and if you have money, and if you're doing stuff with money, then you're not spiritual. You're like part of the world. No, it doesn't work that way, man. It doesn't work that way. This everything you are experiencing, guys, you're in a game. People don't understand what I mean by a game. Look at a video game. We make stuff up. You can be spiritual and be well off. So there's nothing wrong. You don't have to feel guilty about wanting to do stuff. You want to win the lottery? Sure. If you want to have somebody mentioned they want to manifest an Escalade, go for it. If you want to have a nice apartment, go. If you want to have, go for all that, because at the end of the day, it's all a tool. Spirituality is a tool you use to navigate your world. When I talk about spiritual, I'm talking about beyond physical stuff, that be able to manifest, to do stuff in your life. So you guys gotta understand that. Somebody asked me how to manifest a Cadillac Escalade, and now that goes into the spiritual stuff, how to do it. And I know, for you guys that are been on my channel, watching my channel, I could see the progress in you guys, and I gotta say, the comments and all the videos, it's so uplifting, because everybody is uplifted and motivating everybody. That is so awesome to see with the comments, like throughout the videos. And now I'm starting to make more videos. Before I used to do 2 videos because my time, but now I'm starting to do more because I want to get more out to you guys so that you can change your life. So I'm going to continue on this trend to just pump out more great content so that you guys can keep elevating. But back to what I said, spirituality is a tool, and if someone want to manifest a car or an Escalade, well, I'll give you this advice. The first thing you want to do is, of course, you have to decide, okay, that's the car I want. So you make a decision. Next thing you have to do, now you have to put yourself in the environment, because there's 2 things you have to do to manifest stuff. You have to convince your conscious mind, and you have to also convince your subconscious mind. And let me show you something. When you're going to manifest or create something, you have to convince your conscious mind through evidence. That's important. In other words, your conscious mind won't believe something until it see it, for it to get to the subconscious mind. So I don't know if you know that. So how can you convince your mind of evidence? For, let's use an example of this person, they want to manifest an Escalade. So what would you do? So let's look for evidence. Evidence would, I see other people have Escalades. There's the first evidence, so I can do this. Okay, good. Second evidence to show your mind is possible. Why don't I go down to the dealer and I go look at an Escalade? Doesn't mean I have to get it. All you have to get is evidence. Your conscious mind have to see that, okay, this is real, this is possible. So if you go to the dealer and you walk in and you look around and you see the Escalade and you touch the Escalade and you walk back out, that's all you need. Now you have evidence stored in your conscious mind. Now you move to the next step. Now you work on the subconscious mind. So now my conscious mind says, man, yeah, that Escalade, no matter the price, the conscious mind says, yeah, man, that's a nice Escalade. Man, we can get that, bro. Or, yeah, I touched it, so it's physically possible. Now that seed is planted in the conscious mind to impress the sub. Now the subconscious is a whole nother level, because once you get evidence from the conscious mind, subconscious mind now is just going out to make it happen. So what's the next step? Then you have to do what people don't do, and they don't know how to visualize. They don't know how to put stuff in their mind, and they don't know how to do it repetitively. That's the only way this is going to happen. See the 2 process? Subconscious, create evidence of its possibility. Subconscious. Now the subconscious, every night you visualize an Escalade, and then you're just thinking about it, and you repeat the process. Then you can contact your higher self. You can say, what would it look like for me to drive my dream car? And then you don't get attached, but you kind of just keep a nice level balance. Down the line, you will have that car, 100%. So that's just a simple way to show that. All right, I have a negative person around me. Yes, that's another interesting thing we have with the people, right? People we live with, like family, friends. I mean, come on, man. You can't disown your family. You can't kick out you can't leave. Once you discover that you're a chosen one, it's not like you're just gonna say, all right, mom, bye. All right, brother, peace. I can't resonate with you, right? So I get that. So what you have to do, you have to learn to cope. And it's natural you gotta understand, being a chosen one, you're gonna have to be very patient with people. You're gonna have to be non-judgmental with people, and you're gonna have to be very empathetic with people, because a chosen one is someone that sees things from a higher level. They see I always talk about big picture. Chosen ones see big picture. People that aren't awake yet, they just see small picture. They just see, oh, chosen ones see the big end game. So always remember that. So when it comes to family or people that you have negativity around you, you want to learn to first protect yourself, or to simply become aware that their energy is just something that they're putting off because they aren't aware of it yet, so you don't take it personal. That's the thing with negative people. You have to learn to not take it personal, and also to learn that, you know, that you're individual and you're each person is different in creating their life. Okay, why do feelings that is familiar end up not working out for me? Feelings, I don't think I understand. You got to be a little more. I'm manifesting a house in Las Vegas, and well, you if you're manifesting a house, you're going to get the house in Las Vegas, because I just showed you this two-step process, and it works. Look, here's something that people, I mean, you guys have. I mean, I'm going to say it again, but this is a game. Let us sink in your head. I got it. If you take life serious, if you take yourself serious, if you put pressure on yourself, you're only messing up your own game, because it's not that serious. The reason it appears serious to you is because of within the game you're affecting or you're interacting with other characters in the game. Government, family, educational system, money, the way people think, the way people act. And because the thing about this game is it's so easily impressed to your subconscious. So you have to understand that to beat the game, or to become successful in the game, it's all about going inside your own mind to change the game. You can't change the game inside the game itself. You have to change the game from outside in. And I'll give you an example of what I mean. Like physical reality, that like what you're experiencing right now is a previous effect from what you were thinking in your head. So you create, as I said before, many people experience their life now because of many years of past thinking, so it caught up to them now. So what they're experiencing now was they created many years ago, but they're experiencing a feedback loop. So to change the game, to change your feedback loop, you change your feedback loop by what? You change your thinking, you change your mindset. And if you think about it, why do you have the ability to see things in your head, or to visualize things? People don't understand that every single thing on this planet, from this car to this landscape to any invention that human beings made, was once in the head, was in somebody's head. It didn't pop on and out. So what you have to understand, that's, see, I'm showing big picture. Everything comes in from mind to matter. See, mind to matter. Matter is what we call physical, like real things in your life. So this person said they're manifesting a house in Las Vegas. They understand the concept. They're using mind to matter. You know, again, remember how to manifest. Show the conscious mind evidence that is possible. Evidence, if you can go out and see the house, you must go out and see the house. If you can't, then look up the house. YouTube has plenty of these houses. You can look at the house in live. That can also convince your mind, because your conscious mind is just looking. Your conscious mind is saying, all right, bro, all right, just show me something that is possible. I mean, I'm going to try to figure out how to get it for you, because that's what your conscious mind wants to do. It wants to help you to figure out how to get it. And that's where you get in trouble, because your mind is always overthinking and like, oh man, it's too much. We can't afford. That's $1.2 million. That's $500. Man, we can't even. That's fine. But the thing is, remember now, we want to get the conscious mind to just get evidence so that the subconscious mind can just snap it up. So all you got to do is just look at it and says, look, oh, look at that house. Somebody was living in that house. The conscious mind says, all right, so getting the house is possible. Now let's figure out how we're going to do it. Now that's where you have to draw the line with your conscious mind. You got to say, all right, thank you. I just needed you to get evidence. Don't let your conscious mind try to figure it out, because then you're going to meet resistance. And what I experienced, that manifesting comes more quickly. Can I go back to, oh good. See, I didn't notice. I could scroll back down to comments. There we go. What I experience is that manifesting comes more quickly if I speak frequently what I want to manifest. The subconscious sees spoken words as things that have already happened. And that's from Alicia. That is actually 100% correct. Again, your words carry frequencies, and that's why I always encourage people to speak out loud, and to speak it becomes repetition in the subconscious. The conscious mind takes your language and it translated into like verbiage, analytical stuff, thinking stuff. Your subconscious mind takes the same language and then turns it into emotions or feelings. That's how your subconscious is able to translate conscious words, because I say the subconscious is illogical. So someone says, Mark, how can, if the subconscious is illogical, how can it understand language? Well, now you know how. Conscious mind takes the language, makes it logical. Subconscious takes that logical language and then turns it to the emotion or feeling of what the language means for you. That's how you're able to manifest. All right. I've been trying to win the lottery for a long time. Is it the sign that it's not supposed to happen? Well, this is from nature. All right. So look, the first thing is, if you're trying, it ain't going to happen. When you try something, the universe is going to try, and you know what that's going to yield. Why don't you just do it and let it happen? That's all you have to do. Never try. Listen, if you decide that you're going to win the lottery, you want to win the lottery. All right, let me put it like this. Because I get, it's a lot of lottery stuff here. If you decide that I want to win the lottery, did you know that you can and you will win the lottery? You know why? Because you understand how manifesting works. You understand how the mind and matter works. Now, through what I teach and through many of my videos, you guys should have an understanding now. So the only thing you have to do is this. You have to now start to become repetitious and be disciplined and not need it. Never try to do something. Just do it until the results come. That's it. Get your mind out of trying. When your mind gets into trying mode, it's going to create resistance. So if you want to win the lottery, you have to get out of that and understand that you can't worry about time and anything of that sort, because time is just something we made up before, right? So the key is that you can definitely create anything you want. And I see 8877. Let's see what else I can get here. Someone said birds fly by their cars when they drive. That happens to me. Why is this? Again, birds, animals, sign that you're a chosen one. Remember, chosen one are individuals who are highly connected with the environment or the universe or their self. So if you're highly connected, think about this. You know, the thing that animals have that we don't develop yet, because animals don't have frontal cortex where they can perceive time. I don't know if you know that, right? You know, animals can't perceive time like we do. They don't know night, day. Animals are always in the present. So that's something, they don't have that complex of to know when it's light or day. So because they don't have that, they actually develop more of instinctual. So animals are more intuitive and instinct. They have highly intuition. So because they have that, they know they're automatically connected. So if you're experiencing a lot of animals coming around you, then that's a great sign that you too very instinctual or very intuitive. That's a sign that you are connected to the universe and you have some kind of intuitive gift there. So if you're wondering why birds fly by your car while you're driving, there's your answer, saying that you are one of those chosen ones there. How long does it take to program your subconscious mind? That's a good question. Now it depends. Now the rule is, they say 90 days to program your subconscious mind. Now it's 90 days when someone does all the other steps to it. So it could take 90 days or it could take a year depending on the person. So programming, I can give you some tips that you can do to program your subconscious mind. Tip number one is you have to use subliminals every night. You have to make it a part of your daily routine, because that's the fastest way to get it. Unless you can go to hypnotherapy, unless you can hypnotize, then that's fine. But you want to start doing it. And then the second tip is you have to get out of your comfort zone with your subconscious mind. For example, if you want a new life or experience, let's use, you know, like wealth, or maybe you want to live in a better area, maybe you want this new house, or maybe you want to be, you have to physically take steps to do that. It means that you have to at least twice a week or 3 times a week go to a different part, maybe the affluent part of town, sit there so that your subconscious and conscious mind can be observed or absorbed into that environment. Doing things like that, and then just continuing monitoring your self-talk will accelerate you creating or fixing your subconscious mind. Manifesting non-stop. See what we have here. I'm manifesting. Hello, Mark. I see synchronicities constantly. How can I get better at altering my dreams before sleep? I've been using your hypnosis during sleep on repeat. Constantly seek dreams. All right, so if you want to, okay, look, so here's it. If you want to really get answers to certain things like dreams, and did you know that you can just ask? It's getting sunny here. I know that sounds crazy, but yeah, you can literally just go ask your higher self right before you go to bed. The best time to ask anything you want is right before you go to sleep, right before sleep time, out loud. And I always do it with questions. I say, hey, what would it look like? Hey, how can I do this? Hey, make this possible. Give me a sign. Show me this. And I mean, you'll get it 100%. Guaranteed, as they say. You'll get it 100% guaranteed, which is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Dreams are what? Dreams are our subconscious with numbers. Yes, before sleep is great. Why am I constantly having dreams of being around celebrities? Okay, now that's a okay, now this is a good example. I'm going to show you now how the mind uses precognition, or what we call premonition. So all of your dreams, they have meaning. This is what you gotta understand. This is what I'm teaching. I'm showing you a world within another world. Just like in our physical world, we have languages and we talk. In the etheric world, where dreams and things like this, premonitions and all this other stuff. So every dream have a meaning. So your subconscious, remember now, it likes to use images and pictures to talk to you. So if you don't know how to dissect or decipher the language, you could miss it. So let's decipher this person here. What's her name? Sorry, I don't know. Breadwinner. Okay, let's decipher this person's dream here. So let me say what the dream of celebrities mean. So anytime you dream of celebrities, it's always something about abundance and making a change for something to be very influential. Celebrities always means big things, money, financial opening, a purpose or a passion to do something, to be an influencer, to contribute. It says that your mind now is putting you in category with those type of people. That's your subconscious. If your subconscious is putting you in category with those type of people, what are those type of people? What characteristics are those type of people? They're influential. They may have a lot of money. See, so your subconscious is talking to you and telling you that's us. So that is a good sign. That's a good dream to have. So always remember, your dreams talk to you, guys. Last night I dreamed of winning the lottery. I think I will go out today and play today. Lottery dreams. Good one there. You know what? Let me tell you something about lottery dreams. Before I won the lottery, people don't realize this. When I started to play the lottery, when I first started, I never had a dream about winning the lottery. Many people have dreams about winning the lottery before they even play the lottery. That's a sign they're going to win. Only when I started playing, I started to have dreams of winning, and that was because I was convincing my subconscious that I can win, and of course I end up winning and winning and winning. So when it comes to dreams with the lottery, and people understand this, it's your subconscious giving you a confirmation, especially with numbers. I could tell you two persons that I talk with, and one person, to show you how powerful this is, and you all heard stories about people dreaming and winning numbers and they played, but have you heard the stories about individuals dreaming and winning numbers but they give up too soon? They stop playing it maybe after 6 months, and then a year later the number comes out. Again, I'm showing you how time works. The perfect example was, told the story. I think it was like a year ago. I was at the stop to get some fuel. This guy in front of me, and he was so upset. He was buying his lottery ticket. He was so upset, and I said to him, I said, bro, what? Why are you so mad, man? I mean, why are you so upset buying a ticket? And he looked at me and he turned. It was a Saturday. He looked at me and turned around. And he says, man, every Saturday, bro, when I buy my ticket, man, I get so mad. I said, why? He said, because a year ago, I had a dream of these 6 winning numbers. This is Florida Lottery, and at that time, the jackpot was $22 million. He said, I was playing that number, man, every day, man. But you know what? Man, my mind just tell me it ain't gonna come out, man. So one day I was just playing cards with my friends, and I was drinking, and I didn't go buy my ticket. And that same night, the number came out. Oh, man, I hear stories of that all the time. And what can you learn from that? Well, you can learn that, all right, I missed it, but the bigger picture is, okay, there's something that is giving me the answers or guidance. And if it gave me once, it'll give me a second time. So the thing is, your dreams are very powerful. They talk to you, and they come into, people don't understand, dreams are things that have already happened that your conscious timeline hasn't caught up with. If you are, let me see. Okay, so let me try to answer this person. How to know familiar feelings are good or sabotage my manifesting? Okay, I'm gonna see. I still don't understand completely, but I think I get what you're saying. How to know familiar feelings are good or sabotage? So I think you're asking me, how do I know that what feelings are good for manifesting or self-sabotaging? So some feelings that will self-sabotage you is if you have a lot of feelings of anxiousness, if you feel a lot of fear, if you worry a lot, if you doubt a lot, those can slow you down, because those are creating resistance. So if you have feelings, you can develop peace, calmness, confidence, and just be happy. Now you're going to manifest whatever you want, you know. So you have to work on those, and the best way to do that is to those here, the key, notice key words. I said feelings. So where's that coming from? Subconscious. See that? So if you want to change them, you got to go to your subconscious to change all that. I keep winning small amounts, but I'm not the big ones I'm visualizing. You know, from what I've experienced and I learned with the lottery on my journey, when I won the lottery, it went just like that. I would win small amounts, and then eventually I end up winning big. So it's not common to see that happen. So that's normal. So you just got to keep going. How to know? Okay, what we got? You know, kindly advise on the most successful ways of winning a lottery jackpot scratch off. Man, everybody wants to win the lottery. Successful ways of winning a lottery jackpot scratch off, set numbers, quick picks. Thank you. All right, this is a let's break it down. The best way to win the lottery is you have to have patience, faith, belief, repeat, forget, and expect. What do I mean by that? Simple terms. Number one is you're going to have to create a budget, and you're going to have to play within your budget, and you're going to have to visualize, and you're going to have to set it and forget it. You're going to have to repeat the process, and then you will win. Now with scratch offs, that's a little different. Now scratch offs, you have more, I think you have more control with winning scratch offs, in my experience, because all these scratch offs, they have these powerful numbers on them, man. And like, let me drop a big secret to you about the lottery, and I'm gonna put this out there, and now everybody's gonna run and do it. And I don't know if the lottery now is gonna recognize and change it, but they haven't done it in 5 years. I don't think they ever will, because I put this out 5 years ago. So let me show you something. Think about this. I said to you that all of this is a game within a game. I said that to you, that everything is a game. Now the lottery, if you notice, you ever look at their phone number? to call the office? You know, here in Florida, you know what the phone number is? 77777, like something like that. Why is that? Number 7, 88888. Look at their billboards. 7, 11. Why they put all these numbers? 7, 11. All these powerful numbers. You think it's coincidence? Check this out. This is scratch off. Did you know majority of the winning scratch off tickets, like if you do your research, you know what numbers they come out on, people win a lot on? I mean, they win on other ones, but I'll put it like this. If you buy any of these tickets, you're more likely to win your money back or win a top prize. And there's no coincidence. And I'll put it out again. You know what the numbers are? Number 7, number 8, number 11, number 13, number 22, number 33. You can do your research. If you see ticket numbers on your tickets on any one of those numbers, 9 times out of 10, it's the best odds for you, because there's always going to be a winner. You may get your money back, or you may. What I'm showing you here is that they know these stuff. It's all a game. It's no coincidence. The number 777, 888. Number 7, number 7, number 7. They love 7. 7 is a very powerful number. Right? Right. I want the right man in my life, not these false, fake, pretending liars. I've been asking for a caring, trustworthy, happy, loving man, but I've been getting the opposite. All right, this is from Shannon. All right, Shannon. So here's the reason why you're getting the opposite. Because you're wanting the opposite. See that? When how your mind works is this way. This is a relationship. If you want someone, okay, but if you're wanting it too much and you want I want this person to be so good, I want a person to be, you're not really focusing on the good. You're actually focusing more on the opposite. Do you know why? Because that's your most dominant frequency thought. That's because that's what you've been experiencing. You've been experiencing a lot of the opposite. So your subconscious is holding that, even though consciously you want the opposite. So if you want to fix that, first you have to understand, okay, myself. So how do I view myself? How do I see myself? Let me start treating myself like I want a man to treat me. That's the first thing you ought to do. And the second thing you got to do is let go and stop trying to look, and stop trying. It'll come to you once you let it go, and you just start focusing more on yourself, and you start visualizing what you want. Then you change your frequency, and then you're going to attract that perfect person, because it's all your subconscious mind is doing all that stuff. Okay, we are in a simulation. What is deja vu? Why are we here on Earth? What is reality? I like these type of questions here. Toy Story. So exactly, so people, do you guys understand what I mean when I say a simulation, right? Now, I don't want you to get the wrong impression here, and let me clarify what I mean by simulation in a game. So, I'm trying to think of an easy way so you can understand this. All right, let's use, you guys watch Star Trek. Many of you probably watch the old Star Trek, Captain Picard, and when he used to go into the holodeck, right, the hologram. So, when he goes into the hologram, let's say he creates a scene in medieval times, and he goes into the holodeck. In the hologram, he knows he's real. The hologram people, or the holographic images, also believes he's real, but he knows they are holograms. The holograms don't know they're holograms. So when a hologram interacts with a hologram, it's real. That's what our simulation is. We are holograms within a hologram. So when we interact with each other, we can't see holograms. So who is Captain Picard? Captain Picard would be your higher self. It's the real person within the hologram guiding you. Now, how do we know this? So here's what a simulation basically means. This is what I'm talking about, a simulation. Black holes. We study black holes. So black hole have, on the circle of a black hole, when it spins, where it takes light and grabs gravitational fields, it's called event horizon. So everything is an information. You and I are information. You know that your DNA is information, right? See, just like a video game, pixels and information. So what happens with a black hole now is when information gets on a black hole, right? You know what the black hole does? It doesn't actually suck it in. It actually builds it across the surface. So now physicists just discovered and say, whoa, wait a minute. So reality is actually a 2D surface projecting 3D stuff. That's what I mean by simulation. So our world, like everything you see, is like on a 2D surface. And then black hole shows us that. That's what I mean by a simulation, like a hologram. Even I know things are physically real to you and I because we can touch, but like I said, with the holograms and the holograms, they don't know they're holograms. That's what I mean by this is a game within a game. So yes, you are actually like where our reality is two-dimensional, and then there's something light from the mind, higher self, is projecting 3D world. That's how you see your world. That's what I mean by hologram. And then there was another part to this question. Okay, what was the other part? But yeah, that's what I mean by a hologram. That's what I mean by simulation. And this has been proven through quantum physics now. So if anybody's wants to disagree with this, you have to go study quantum loop gravity, and you have to look up black holes event horizon, and then you'll see for yourself that this has actually been proven now. And this was actually, I mean, they had theories of this in the past 30-40 years, but it was recently that they were able to prove this through what's called Hawking's radiation and Einstein's theory of relativity. And this happened a few weeks ago, that now they discovered that light can come behind the black hole, because black holes now, they warp time and space and light. And that's not only it. Now we understand. Now we're learning that there's particles that's been discovered that can have two states at the same time. They discovered that a particle that can be liquid and some sort of metallic thing at the same time. And this was water. They actually compressed water to the point where water became some sort of solid object. I think it was spring water with the pressure. So there's a lot of things going on, but spiritual chosen ones, the mystics, teachers, they all knew this centuries ago, thousands of years ago. We all knew this. We all knew the mind creates the world, and we can see this, but we're in times where the physics and the science is just caught up. And let me say this about science too. There are some things that science won't catch up to right now. There's some things that are perplexing that science can't catch up to, or maybe they won't catch up to because there's not an understanding of that right now. So I'm not saying science is going to answer everything, but what I am saying is that it can do a lot, but there are going to be things that science can't. Like they're trying to understand now about what you call, for example, deja vu. They're saying that deja vu is the mind tricks the mind. But now there's other theories that saying deja vu may be something that you're experiencing because you're in another parallel universe. And now we just discovered, and we recently realized that there is a possibility of a parallel universe. Now it's called the multiverse. And now we're also realizing that the Big Bang wasn't the beginning of the universe, actually the end of a universe. So now they understand that, and so this is where now they discovered string theories now showing that our universe exists in bubbles among bubbles, membranes. So there's this universe and then another universe, and when the two universes meet, that creates a Big Bang, and that born our universe. So within these other universes, there's parallel worlds, versions of you and I. And this will throw religion all over the place now, because now religion is like scrambling to say, oh my God, so if this happened, that means Jesus have to be sacrificed on all the parallel worlds to create a sin. So you see where you're going here? So now there's a lot of forces trying to fight to keep this information from you and try to put it down and tell you it's not true, but it's just going to come out. We're in a time now where, thing about science, it doesn't care about religion. It doesn't care about your beliefs. It's going to show you the facts. You mentioned a while back about teaching remote viewing. Any updates on that? I'm going to create a mastermind course for doing that. I have that plan and I'm working on it, and I'm going to put it out. So I've just been so busy, but I'm going to do that. I'm going to put a remote viewing class. I may start by doing a remote viewing video. If that's something you guys want to see, comment below and I'll make a video on steps to remote view. All right. I keep going back to my past life. I think I tried contact you sometimes. My past life, even from other side of the world, I can feel their souls. Is it sound? No, that doesn't sound crazy. Again, as I said before, we're entering a new paradigm, right? A new rule. And if you listen, all of you, everybody that's watching this video, wherever this video is going to reach, you have you had past lives. This is not your first time here. As they say, this is not your first rodeo. And you know what? There's evidence of this, and we can see this in small kids and kids. You ever notice kids remember their past life? And there's so much documentation of these young kids remember, and they actually took them. And there's one famous one where I think this happened in India, where there's a young girl, and she came back, and she was murdered by her husband in a past life, and the body was buried, and she came back with a scar to her, the parents, and told the parents the village this guy lived, and went to the guy's house and met the guy and told the guy, I remember you killed me, and I remember where you put the body. And the guy was so shocked, I think his skin, he said he turned pale. And then the police came and he took him to the gravesite where he did bury her body. So how would you know that? Stuff like that. See, when I'm talking about science, is just, there's no science there's no science is just, they're trying to figure this out. It's like, how is this possible? So the past life thing. Now, the reason why kids can remember their past lives more than us when we grow up, because see, if you notice, what's the characteristics they all have? They're between the ages of 0 to 8 or 11. That means they haven't been fully programmed. So there's still enough subconscious clearance in there. They're still pure. They haven't been contaminated too much. So they're still connected to their true source. So this is why they can channel information like that. As they get older, though, it starts to disseminate, because now the ego comes in, critical thinking comes in, it shuts off the etheric part of the mind, so they're no longer tuned in. So this is why you see more in kids that can remember than when you get older. Someone asked me, is the lottery rigged? Well, again, remember what I said about this is a game, so you can live in a game where it's rigged, and you can live in a game where it's not rigged. That's just how the universe works. There's two truths everywhere. So if you think it's rigged, the universe is going to show you evidence that it's rigged, and it's going to manifest for that for you as it's rigged. But if you believe it's not rigged, you won't rig, you will win. Everything is about mind. Mind your mind. It's a state of how you view your world. How you view your world determines what you're going to experience in your world, because we are constantly creating as we go along. There's different truths in everything. I had a dream that I had a winning lottery ticket in my hand. I believe that it's a sign. As I said, dreams are premonitions. It's fruition is coming true, so you have to keep going. Twin flame. A twin flame, the reason, okay, so here's about twin flames. The reason why people don't get along with twin flames, and they always have issues with twin flames, is because twin flame is a version of you. So if you're a male and you got a female, that means you're looking at yourself in a female version. This is why it clashes, because you know exactly what they're going to think. You're always, when they try to be a step of you, that's what twin flames are. It's you in another form. So if you're a female and you have a male, then that male twin flame was you. Male, that female was a male, was you. So twin flames, they are out there, and I think they're there to just teach you, to help you to grow, or some kind of lesson in patience, understanding. But yeah, twin flames are there. So a lot of people keep that in mind, and when you see a twin flame, it's a version of you. That's why it's hard to get along, because you clash, because you know yourself more than anything else. If time no exists, how can exist past life? That's no problem. So let me explain that to you. So when I say a past life, I'm just using time as a reference, because humans construct. So a past life basically means another dimension. So that's what I mean when we say past life. It's not happening in this. Remember, now we're in dimensions here, right? We have 3 dimensions, 4 dimensions, we go up to 11 dimensions. So when you're in a different dimension, it's a different concept of time. So when we talk about past life, we're talking about dimensions. We're not talking about this world or past world. And we just remember, we use past and future just to make sense. So the fact that time doesn't exist, and let me speak on time again. Time is one big picture. So look at time as one big moment. So here's how it works. So we as human beings, we see from moment, past, future to change, right? So let's say we call it God, higher self. So if let's say another being, a dimensional being is looking in, to them, time is just like another dimension to them. So they can see time as they see time as one big moment. So they see from birth to death. They see everything as one big moment. The only difference is they're in coordinates. That's what time really is. So that's why you see the present moment is always one moment, and it's the memory your mind picks up. And that's a big clue to all this, is to show that this is actually true, is how your subconscious mind works. Your subconscious, remember, it's the connection to superconscious, the higher state. It never sees a future or a past. It's always now. So these are things that you have to understand. What's your thoughts on casino roulette? I find it helpful on working on my intuition and turning into higher self. Again, as I said, yeah, when you start chosen ones, when you have these gifts, you can use them to manipulate your world. You know, like your intuition with casinos, you can affect all these things. You can affect the machine, because again, they're all states of energy and different matter, and your thoughts, your attention to them can definitely enhance and affect them for you to win. So if you feel and you can visualize, you can see that you win. And I have tons of people that contact me and give me stories of this. You know, hey Mark, I was at this casino, and you know what? I did what you said. I touched it, and I went, and I did. So yeah, you can do it. You just have to practice. All this thing comes down to practice, practice, practice. You have to practice. You have to practice your gifts if you want to make them if you want to make them work. How do you always buy? Okay, do you always buy lottery tickets regularly, or do you wait to buy lottery tickets when you feel it? All right, this is my personal belief, and this is how I want. I buy the tickets regularly. I create a budget and I buy them regularly. I don't wait until I get a nudge. I mean, the day when I won, I didn't even feel like buying it. There was no nudge. It was just my habit. I just went and I bought it, and it was that day that I won. So just continue impressing your subconscious. Uh, Electricity between each other. Okay, so you guys are understanding now, right? Chosen ones. A lot of individuals said they're going to the casino today. Now remember, this takes practice, guys. So you have to remember that. Thoughts on aliens and beings? Oh yeah, I mean, again, we live in a not a universe but a multiverse. If you think that we are the only intelligent species here, that's very highly logical. That's actually very arrogant and ignorant to think that. And yeah, there are beings here, and it gets even deeper than that. Some of these beings are what we call intradimensional beings. Intradimensional beings, I mean, they live in the same space, but there are different dimensions in us. So they're right here, right now, and they could come in. They can manipulate dimensions, come in and out. And then you have other beings that are from other solar systems that can come here. So yeah, the aliens are real, and they are actually beings. I mean, you see evidence. What with the what they call those tic tacs, right? There's these things define physics, laws of physics. There's so much more that we don't know than we do know, and we're just grasping the tip of the iceberg here. I mean, remember now, the universe is infinite. People don't understand what infinite means, and the same conditions that arose to create life on Earth. Don't you think that same condition is repeating itself, not only over but infinitely? And if think about this: quantum particles that are arranged to make all of these things, they can only be arranged in a certain finite way. In other words, it's going to come a point where everything is going to have to come together and repeat itself. So there are more than you can imagine. Is it normal to have dreams every night of a family member who died recently? No, that's not normal. That is a message. So that's a message of some sort of closure. So you have to start write down what's happening in the dream of that family member. Maybe they're contacting you etherically. How to get that feel of already having my desire? That is a great question, and I'm going to give you the answer. But a lot of individuals won't even understand this. This might go over their head, but I'm going to say it. But this is something you have to understand. This the biggest secret. If you want to have anything you desire, anything, is to be happy as if you have it. That's the secret. What do I mean by that? A lot of us, we wait to get what we want to be happy. You have to show the universe that in this moment of now you have what you want, and the only way to have what you want is to be happy. Now look, you don't have when I talk about happy, I don't mean you have to be happy. Like, say you want an Escalade, you don't have it. It's not saying that, oh man, I'm happy I have this Escalade. That's not what I mean. I mean to be happy knowing that I put that out and I expect it to come in, and no matter what happens, I'm going to still be happy. Because we're talking about a vibration and a frequency here. We're talking about something that's not analytical. So we're talking about giving off an emotion feeling. That's what you pick up. So if you're happy right now and then you're thinking about your desires, you're sending messages that you already have it, and then that's when it comes to you. So that's the biggest secret, to just be happy. What do you think about Neville Goddard? Yeah, Neville Goddard is an amazing teacher, very ahead of his time, and a lot of these things he's teaching, a lot of people are getting it now. But he talks about that. Neville Goddard talks a lot about the wish fulfilled, visualizing, being in the moment, being happy, being focused, being a higher mind. So, that definitely ahead of his time. What do you feel about self-deception and manifesting? Self-deception, you got to elaborate a little more. Okay. The Grabovoi codes. Yeah, the Grabovoi codes are numbers that they give off certain vibrations, and you can use them to manifest certain things. Again, what I said about that is, you know, everything has some sort of truth to it, and if it involves numbers and vibration, then yes, as I said, everything has a cheat code, some sort of code. So if you notice a lot of individuals using it, it's working, then there's something to it, that maybe the collective subconscious is contributing to that, and you believe it, you create that that effect that will manifest it. So yeah, that's very possible. I saw my loved one from my past life, which he's living in the United States right now, a celebrity. I'm from another side of the earth, but still can feel. Yeah, the gatekeepers or master numbers. So guys, remember, chosen ones that you have. If you're experiencing a lot of vivid dreams, if you tend to question a lot and think a lot, if you get a lot of things following you, a lot of what we call crazy coincidence, if you just notice that you're just different than anybody else, if you just notice that you're not into the same things, or you're just more deep, those are signs that you are a chosen one. It means a person that has been gifted with more heightened awareness. And a lot of chosen individuals, they have old souls. So that's another thing you have to understand. Chosen ones are people that are individuals that have been here numerous times with experiences. Mark, do you always play the same numbers in the lottery? It depends. Like regular, I do quick pick, but when I'm doing my own numbers, like the play 4, the play 5, yeah, I do play the same numbers, because those are numbers that I put down or collapse. So I just play them until they come out. They always come out. Okay, what do you feel about self-deception and manifesting when you see signs of your manifestation coming, but no movement in the 3D? Okay, I got you here, Kay. All right. So here's the thing now. The three-dimensional world is not the real world. I know that sounds perplexing. Like, what is this guy talking about? So here's what happens. Everything has to come from a spirit world, and then it manifests into the 3D world. So that means things are created in another world, then it comes into this world. So that's why I say the three-dimensional world is not the real world. The real world is invisible. So if you're looking for evidence in your three-dimensional world, you won't see it. What happens is the only time you see it is when it manifests. So just because you don't see movement or anything does not mean it's not manifesting behind the scenes from the etheric world. That's what happens. Now the thing about the three-dimensional world is this though. You will get signs to show you that something is brewing. Evidence, maybe angel numbers or anything of that sort. They'll start to come in. But if you're not seeing like big shifts or huge things, or you're saying that it's nothing is happening, that's just your mind, your ego, just looking and observing and saying, I don't see this, or this is not coming true. So when you see that happening, don't pay any attention. You got to keep going, because from what you're thinking and what you're feeling is what you're creating in the etheric. Etheric just means non-physical world. Everything else, can you win the lottery by deception, by deciphering it? I believe everything has an algorithm. If you are aware enough, you can gain some insight to make more accurate predictions. So, all right. So if you're going to win the lottery, it's about two states. It's either you're in a state of actuality or a state of probability. Probability means like if someone is trying to decipher codes or trying to figure out combinations, and because here's the truth now, I'll say this about the lottery. Everything repeats itself. So especially with numbers will always follow the same pattern, and that does happen. Like maybe for like pick four games, you see some numbers may not come out in 4 years, and you say, man, this number used to come out every other year. It has been a 4-year drought. That means the number is due to come out. So people play them for a while, the number comes out. That's repeated. But you can take it to the next dimension or next level where you don't have to do any of that, where you can just deliberately create the number. And that's where you go into the other world of actuality now, where you start to use your mind to visualize these numbers, to listen to the universe, to get them, and then to play them, and then they will come out. That's my experience with the lottery. That's what's been working for me. So it just depends on which one you want to go. If you want to go with probability and study the numbers and see the frequency when they come out, you can do that too. That's hit and miss, or if you just wanted to go ahead and deliberately create it, which one would you want to do, right? Is everyone a chosen one? Everyone is a chosen one at a point. Now, that's a great question. Is everyone a chosen one? All of us, we came here for a purpose. Now, when I say everyone's a chosen one to a point, I mean, okay, the best analogy I can give you is like, okay, let's look at movies. So in a movie, there's roles. You have a villain, you have a hero. So within the universe, there's roles. It's called duality. The light needs the dark needs the light. The light can't exist without the dark can't exist without the light. So we need that balance. So when you look at chosen ones, that's the way it balances. Like some people are here to uplift, some people are here to contribute to the duality. So you got to have that balance to make things work. So to answer your question, everyone is to a point. The ones that are awakened, the ones that are not awakened are here for another point. Doesn't mean that they're bad, or they're just like, they just mean duality. It's just different aspects of different things. I want my business to be successful. How to manifest it beside visualization? All right, so that's a good question. So, okay, visualization would be the number one sign, but then you want to take some what's called action steps. So it depends on your business. So some action steps that you can take towards your business is changing maybe your habits. Maybe if you start getting up early, maybe you start doing more research, maybe you start doing more leads, maybe you start to talk to people that have been successful in your business. Those are little action steps. You can talk to people and say, hey, what have you done? How did you do this to be better? So those are the only thing you can do. But 70% of manifesting your business will come down to visualization, affirming, subconscious programming, and then the action is the last step, bottom line. Because if you can't see your business successful in your head, it's not going to be successful in the 3D, bottom line, because your thoughts must be congruent. That's an important point. I got to drive that home to you guys. If you cannot see what you want at some point in your head, in your mind, it's really going to be struggle to manifest it. So you got to start minding your mind. You got to start to change your talkage. You have to start to think positive. You got to start to see what you want. You got to start to change the old program of what you don't want. What happens when your pants pocket feels like it's vibrating? I call that tuning. We all experience that when you're just sitting down and your whole body feels like it's vibrating. It's called tuning. It's like things reboot, they recycle. Like a computer, you know, your computer reboot, recycle. We gotta remember you're an electric being. Think about electricity, power. Everything has to optimize and come up. Is it isn't it faster and easier to manifest using the law of reverse attraction? Well, you got to be careful of that. So what she's talking about is basically, you know, people say you attract what you fear. So what people do, they try to use fear, like, oh, I fear money, I fear this, and attraction. But that just takes too much focus and willpower into change. And your mind isn't going to be easily tricked. I mean, the blueprint. Okay, I'll give you a blueprint so that, you know, we've got all these different laws. There is one law that trumps all the laws to manifest. It's the law of attunement. Anything comes into your life, it has to be at the right time. And notice that whenever you get anything, manifest anything, it's always the right time for you. It's like, man, damn, this happened just when I needed it. It's always like that. So that's called attunement. So if you want to create, you have to master the law of attunement. And I start to teach about the law of attunement. I start to do a little video on it. The law of attunement uses the law of attraction. The law of attraction, as I say, guys, is just a force. It's nothing else. Attunement basically involves subconscious, conscious, and universal alignment with your energy. That's the law of attunement. You do that by becoming one with your desire. And this becoming one with your desire is a state of mind. It's understanding that you're a part of it. That's the biggest part of attunement. And why? How does this work, Mark? What is this stuff here? What is the law? What do you mean become one? What if I want a house? How do I become one with a house? How do I become one with a car? I don't have the car. Becoming one with the thing you want is understanding that the thing that you want is made of the same things that are in you. So you are already a part of it. Same particles that make a car, the same particles with you, which means you own it. You are part of it. That's called attunement. Once you can understand that, then that stuff will start to come to you through law of attraction. The next part, subconscious mind now understands that you already have it because you're not in resistance. See, I'm talking about energy flow here. I'm in allowance. That's the best way to manifest anything, is the law of attunement, becoming attuned with one. That's just a brief description. For me to go in detail, I probably gotta take another couple hours. But that's good enough for you to get started. Yes, thoughts on Bashar, Daryl Anka, his channel. Yes, you know, this is what I'm talking about when someone asks me about, you know, aliens, different beings. This is a perfect example of different beings from different dimensions. When people channel stuff, like I get information from higher self, people get information from this. Abraham Hicks, she channels from what, a being called Abraham. So these are what I'm talking about, multi-dimensional beings. These are higher spirits. These are things that communicate with us. And for people to have knowledge like this, it just doesn't come from learning. It's from a higher source. So, as I always say, the universe, there's more that we don't know than what we do know. What do you think about fasting? Does it help with energy? Now, look, I'm a big proponent of fasting. A big proponent of, we call it intermittent fasting. I mean, I only eat twice a day. And I do that because, again, once you become aware, and this is something that you may learn to, is that you understand the importance of your body when it comes to creating, because this is the vessel that's going to create the lottery win, the car, the house in Vegas, is this, your body. So you have to have your body finely tuned to receive. Remember, you're an electric being. So let's talk about food and fasting. A lot of people don't know about the food industry and how diet works. So, you know, they have this national guideline. They show you, like, this is what you're supposed to eat. Eat every 2 hours. Da-da-da. So here's what you don't understand. The more you eat, the more frequently you eat, the more you create sugar insulin because the body produces that. That creates inflammation. It ages you. You know, you die sooner. You lose energy. You lose focus. People don't understand that. The less you eat, now I'm not saying to starve yourself. You got to understand how this. And look, and if this doesn't take into people who have medical conditions. So if you're diabetic and your insulin is not, I'm not. So don't start going and say, oh, Mark, just eat twice a day. No, if you're diabetic, if you have health conditions, then there's an asterisk to this. So don't do this unless you can seek medical advice from your doctor. Your doctor says it's okay. But for the majority of individuals who are semi-healthy, let me show what happens. DMT, all these feel-good chemicals. Did you know that 90% of these chemicals are not produced in your brain? They're produced in your gut. Okay? DMT, tryptophan, endorphins, all these feel-good chemicals, they're all produced in the gut, not in the brain. So when you can have your body to an optimal level where you have the amount of energy, then your body now has more ability to focus on the gut to create these chemicals that will now go into your mind to help enhance your ability, which gives you more energy vibrationally to attract. So if you want to have more lucid dreaming, if you want to have these abilities, I always suggest your last meal before you go to bed, you should never eat anything 5 hours before you go to bed. That way you have more time for your gut to produce these chemicals so that you can get information coming through from higher self. Food, especially low vibrational food, it clogs up that signal. Now, let me show you something. What does the majority of people do? And you see this through programming, throughout the media, and what they show you to do, and guidelines. It's all over TV. People eating like, oh, no, 6, 7 o'clock. I go to bed at 9 o'clock. Let me show you something that you don't know. Let's say you eat at least 2 hours before you go to bed. I say 5 hours, right? It's like, whoa, this guy telling me 5 hours. They'd say 2 hours. Let me show you something. When you eat, the majority of your digestive system, you know who's using it to digest? Your brain. You need your brain for what? To create, to open, to dream. So when you're eating your food, your brain is taking all the energy to digest. It doesn't have time now to give you those dreams, those lucid dreams, because it's drained. Now you have 5 hours, your brain has a lot of time. Your brain is rest, is recycled. Now you go to sleep, it produces DMT. Now you have all these lucid dreams. Now you get premonitions. Now you can see the winning numbers. Now you can see the steps to achieve your goal, to create your business. Now you can know what this person is doing or thinking. You have all these psychic abilities now coming in towards you. And remote viewing, remote influencing, psychic, kinetic, you name it, all starts coming to you. That's right, Jay Lonigan. Your brain is your first gut. People don't understand you have 3 brains, right? You have a gut brain. Your heart has a brain they discovered called neurites, and then your regular head brain. The gut brain is called enteric system. The heart has neurites. The heart can operate independently of the regular head brain. I'm currently very sick. Any tips on using manifestation to get better? Now, what you have to do is Cyber Girl is, and I know it's difficult. I know what it means when you're not. Come on, we all know when we're not feeling good, it's hard to really manifest. It's hard to just be positive and try to create. Your body's just not in it. But what you can do is you can start to visualize in your head, because that doesn't take any type of emotions. It's just something you got to put in there, and you got to do little by little, and start to visualize what it looks like. And then you have to start to talk to your body out loud. You have to start to tell your cells, I'm starting to feel better. Why am I all of a sudden so healthy? Why am I healing so fast? Your cells are listening, and it's your subconscious. And people heal themselves like that. It's called the placebo effect. The placebo effect, let's talk about that. That's something science, look at this. Science knows it, but they still can't explain it. They just know it works. Whenever they create drugs or give new people drugs, they always give them two. They give them placebo effect. They give them one, the regular drug, and they give them a sugar pill. And because what's the placebo effect? To show how powerful it is, it's your belief. When you believe it's working, it works. That says something about. Again, I told you it's a game. See, remember now. What is a belief? A thought pattern you think over, and it affects this physical world, or this what do you call it, three-dimensional world. So, it's the fact that we are electromagnetic beings, and you have to understand that placebo effect. Cells are always listening, and this is how people heal themselves. Um, yes, alcohol is super sugary. Alcohol is good in moderation. Everything you do is good in moderation. Plant-based is very good. Water is electric. Water is a great conductor of electricity. People know that, right? That's why your body needs water. You know, water is a great conductor of electricity. Lion's Gate begins today. Yes, it's a portal open to manifestation. Today's a great day to put your intentions out, to visualize. If you fast, today's a good day to fast, because the energy of the 8-8, everybody's collective subconscious is in it, and you'll start to create more. It's a better opportunity for you to manifest. You know, think about the universe is there's always openings going on. There's always circles coming out. So the Lion's Gate is, that's right. This is from Muchacha. You're right, Muchacha. Yes, your body is concentrated on breaking down the food instead of having the energy to get you the dreams you need. And the thing is, people don't understand that when we eat food, right, you think it's like your gut, but the majority of the digestion comes from your brain. Your brain takes up about, I think, what, 24 more percent than the rest of the body. So when you eat your food, it's always going to the brain first, because your brain is the most active organ, because it's what you use to decipher this 3D world. How to welcome more clarity in my life to have life work for me than living by default. That comes down to programming your subconscious mind. So if you don't want to, what I mean by default is that I'm talking about there's a program running underneath that you aren't aware of, and that's running your life, and that's giving you the things you don't want. When you create defaultly, you're running on old programs from when you were a kid. When you create deliberately now, that's where you're becoming a chosen one, because now you understand that you are in control. Now look, I'll say this about reality. Now, it's not everything you can control. So I want to get that clear. So I don't want people to think, well, damn, so I control. No, there's some things you cannot control. For example, you can't control other people, how they're going to react and what they're going to do. You can't do that because they have free will, they have whatever. But what you can control is how you react, how you feel, and what you think. Those three things you always have control no matter what happens. And the cheat code to that is, with those three things, you can also change what you couldn't control before. See that? So I guess technically you can control everything, right? Yeah. So see the cheat code? So the things you can't control, when they happen, you do have control how you react to them, what you think about them, and how you feel. Based on how you interact with those, you change the field. When I talk about the field, I'm talking about this field of conscious energy. The field is what creates all of this. It's invisible energy we can't see with our eyes. It's there, it permeates through our bodies, it's going through us right now. It's particles, it's energy, it's consciousness, it's awareness, it's all of this. That's what I call field. Physics may call it unified field. And you know, in consciousness, even when I talk about science, they're still busting their brain trying to figure out what consciousness is, how is it interacting. Physics don't even have an understanding for that yet. But it's there though, because you have the ability to know that you're aware and I'm aware. So those are good points here, guys. Some good questions here. Are you still doing, what is that, one-on-one still with focus and attunement? Yes, I still do my personal one-on-one coaching. You can reach me through my website. The links are always on my in any video. But I always suggest whenever you're ready, if you guys are, you know, ready to get coached by me or to do, you have to be, ready. I just don't take anybody. In other words, you have to have some understanding of some of these things. So I always suggest watch a lot of my videos before contacting me, because for beginners, uh, it takes a lot. It takes time. I mean, I would definitely want to help someone who doesn't aware, but it take more time. It could take up to 2 to 3 months for beginners to get you to the point where you can just systematically do this on your own. Mark, you're in a wonderful mood now. Thank you. Awesome, guys. Magic mushrooms. That's an interesting point. I mean, science is now discovering psychedelics, that there's some point with the evolution of human beings when they use psychedelics. So they have some properties. Again, you know, I always say this. I said, look at nature. If you look at me and look at a tree and look at a rock, I always say we're connected in the same. Like everything that is on this earth is here to help you. Like your food can be your medicine, because there's a cure for everything with a plant out there. Every single thing there's a cure for. If you understand that you're connected to nature and everything, then you can see that. You know, this is where this is where, you know, you become more wise and you do your research. And but for chosen ones understand what I'm saying here. They know this. They know that in nature, everything that you want to create your best life is out there. If you want to be healthy, there's a cure for that. If you want it, there's a plant, right now there's some plant or some mushroom somewhere in the Amazon they haven't discovered yet that can cure all this stuff. And maybe they have and they don't. You can go deep down a rabbit hole with this, but you guys know what I'm talking about. And everything is one. Hi Mark, I get goosebumps while doing visualization. Why is that? That's because you're very connected with your body. So that means if you're getting visualization with your goosebumps with visualizing, that means your subconscious mind is all into it. That's very good. It says that it believes these are real. So that means you've convinced your subconscious mind that. Now look, you guys, not everybody have to get goosebumps. I'm just showing a lot of us are different, right? Our emotions are a little more higher than others. So it doesn't mean that you have to go get goosebumps to manifest. So, but for this particular person, it just means that your body doesn't know the difference. See, that's another point I was showing you. If you visualize something in your head, right? Look how your body is physically giving you evidence, even though it's happening in your mind. Your subconscious thinks it's real. In reality, that's why you get goosebumps. That's right, Katerina. Everything is energy. There's no coincidences, even being here now. Magic mushrooms are a tool to a state of being, but you can get there without them. That's correct. Everything you know have there. The thing about, I want to say this too. The thing about the universe is, everything you want, it has an answer and a sign. It has like a code for you to decipher. But the thing is, a lot of us, we don't miss the code. We miss the code. See, the universe works this way, and this is a misconception that you want to break. You know, when you discover your spirituality and you discover like, whoa, man, this stuff is, I understand what the world is, and now I'm changing and I'm seeing. So when you discover this thing and you start to, you know, watch other programs, you study other teachers and they teach you different stuff. The one thing that a lot of people may get confused is that, okay, so the universe is going to show me everything. Nope. Nope. This is where people mess up, and this is what stops people from doing stuff. They just sit and wait, and they're just like, they don't do anything. Because, oh, the universe, man, it's going to show me. It got me. This is how it works. Let me give you an analogy. Let's say you want water. You're thirsty. The universe will bring you to a nice, beautiful, fresh lake with a lot of water. And you'll stand there in the water like this. And then the universe will leave you alone. So what are you supposed to do when you're in that lake? You're supposed to bend down by yourself and drink the water. In other words, the universe is not going to spoon feed you. It's going to bring you to where you want to go and says, all right, there you got it. Figure it out now. Just pick up and drink the water. So there's always signs, and the universe will put it right in front of your face. But because we're so, consciously programmed with our minds, we got so much stuff going on in our life, right? We got to think about this. We tend to miss them, and we say, man, I thought, the universe is looking out, but it is, but you just haven't tuned in. So the universe, and that's because we have some semblance of free will. When you have free will, the universe is not just it's not gonna take your hand like a baby and says, no, it's gonna bring you to the water, but you're gonna have to drink it yourself. So you gotta understand that. So you gotta take some action or some part. 80 to 90% of the work is mental, but then the other part comes down to the physical. Mark, do you believe that everything is predetermined? Yes, I actually do believe that there's a predetermination in our life, and we do have the illusion of free will. And what do I mean by this? Here's what happens. I do believe that every single person, their overall purpose was predetermined by them. Okay? Now, where does free will come in? They have an illusion of free will because when they come here, they have different channels that they can take to fulfill their purpose. That's free will. But the overall plan that you came here was determined by you. And I believe the reason why a lot of people they don't find happiness, or their lives aren't the way they wanted, is because they're off their purpose. And this is attributed to how the Matrix is created. The Matrix was created for you to go get it, get the money, go get success, be happy. And you see that today, that even people that have a lot of money, most unhappy people in the world. Because guess what? And I said this before, just getting money is not your purpose. People don't understand that. Money is not your purpose. You can use money as a tool to advance to your purpose. So as you can see, so this should kind of help some of you guys to understand that a lot of you guys make a lot of money, but I can guarantee you're not happy. That's why you're searching. So if you want to find your purpose, you got to automatically know that, okay, something was predetermined. So a tip to find your purpose is to look inside you and see what you are good at, not what you can make money from, because that's what your ego will tell you. I can give an example. What if you're a very talented artist, but you will never allow that to be your purpose? Why? Because your mind says you can't make money just drawing every day. See what I'm talking about? So you don't know how the universe will use your gifts to make you whatever your purpose is. You're just using a limited mind because what you see in the world, like the artist or a singer, and I can't go out there and sing, man. I got so much competition. Look at all these people on this show. What is it called? What's those singing shows? I don't know the names of them. I don't even watch TV too much. The Voice or something like that. And you got, man, how am I going to do that? Look at all these talented people. Maybe you're an actor, an actress. Man, how can I do that? I got to go do all these roles. Because you're coming from a place of the ego. But that's what you're good at. So if you want to find your purpose, just do what you're good at and don't think about how you're going to make money from it. Let the universe, your higher self, decide that. Because if you think about how you're going to make money from that, that's not on your purpose, man. That's when you're going to lose. You have to make yourself better. You have to work on building yourself. So think, all of you, everybody that's watching this, wherever this video is going to reach, every one of you have a gift and a talent. Think about what you're good at and start to expand at it, and don't think about how you're going to make money from that. Just focus on that, and then, you know, that I'm gonna get even deeper. That gift or talent could just mean a key to open another part that you didn't know. See that? So let's say you're the artist and you're drawing, and you say, all right, man, I'm gonna follow this guy's advice. I'm not gonna think about how I'm gonna make money. I'm just gonna start to draw. And then you start to draw, and then one day something else opens up, and that takes you to your true purpose. Yeah, The Voice, the movie. See what I'm saying here? So the free will, sort of an illusion, or everyone has an overall purpose and destiny. And you know, along your journey to find your purpose, this is where you meet these people. Like when you come to, like if you find my channel, if you contact me, or if I help you, if I coach you, it was all planned by you. There's no coincidence. We all need mentors and teachers along our way to help us, because that's just how it works. No one knows this stuff by themselves. We all need influencers. You need mentor. And a big tip if you want to find your purpose, guys, is to get a mentor. You can get a mentor like watching YouTube, or someone that you resonate with. Like you guys watch a lot of my channel. That's what mentorship is, mentoring. You have someone that can give you the wisdom and the ideas, because if you keep coming back, it's no coincidence. This was something that was planned. So to find purpose is always good to have that. Get a mentor, find what you're good at, do it without trying to think about how you're going to make the money, and that may unlock something else in you that you didn't have, and that will take you to the next level. But a lot of us never get past the first part of it, because we're always thinking about, and it's a condition of the world, the matrix. They program you like that. Like, you got to think about, what am I good at? I got to make money. That's the first thing. And a lot of you got so much, a lot of you guys got, all these chosen ones, you got so much great talent. You got the gift of psychic abilities, of remote viewing, and all these things. But then your mind says, yeah, right, that's good, but you can't make no money like that. First of all, people are going to laugh at you. That stuff ain't real. It's a bunch of, what do they call it? Pseudoscience, whatever. That's all the mind program from the matrix. And it tunes you off. So you gotta understand that. Meditate, you gotta meditate. And also, I'll give you another tip to find your purpose. You can get a piece of paper, and then you can write down, cross a line in the middle of the paper, and on the paper you have what I do, what I want, and what I don't want. And on one side, write what you want, what you don't want. I want to be healthy. I don't want to be broke. I want to be healthy. I don't want to be sick. I want da, da, da. And then when you get the ones you do want, then go to that paper now, and then look again and see which ones you want more, and keep going until you find one that's like really excites you and gets you. And here's another tip to find your purpose. Your purpose will always be tied to your heart, like whatever excites you the most in your heart. Like it's something you really want to do, even if it can't make you money, but you get excited about it. That's your purpose. Your purpose, believe it or not, this is trippy. Your purpose will flip and make you more money than you will ever make taking on a career like a doctor, a lawyer, or whatever you want to be. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. There's some people that love to be doctors and lawyers. Purpose. What I'm showing you, the bigger picture here, is don't do something because you're going into it because it could make you a lot of money, because you're not going to be happy. Do something because you love it and you can help people. If you can be of service to people, you help yourself. Let me show you a trick how this stuff works. People don't get this. When you, like what I do, my channel, I give out so much information, so much free information, you guys. You can go to my channel, watch all my videos, and you can just master. And some of the stuff you see on here, people will charge you to learn this stuff. You know that. And I throw it all out. I give it all away for free. I said, yeah, take it, take it, take it. Why do I do it? Because I know how the universe works, and I know how purpose, and I know how the law of cause and effect work. You see, when I help you, and you go out and you change your life, and then you go out and help somebody else change their life, that comes back to me 10 times. I'm not going to know where it's going to come back, but it's going to come back to me. So if I help you, I help myself. Why? Because here's the big secret. That's why I say be of service to others. Everything is one. I am connected to you. You are connected to me. I'm part of you, just in a different experience. So when I help you, I help myself. That's the secret. So if you want to make a lot of money, start helping people, be of service, give value, do something that it can change people's life. Give information. That one person change their life. The universe keeps it in the bank for you. Universe says, all right, Mark, you help so much people, man. You help all those people. Look, those people's lives are changing. All right, I got you. It's coming back. See, I don't look for people for helping you. I don't say, hey, you owe me something because I help you. I'm good. I'm just saying, hey, I know what's going on. I'm helping you because I'm helping myself. So that's it. Finding success and all, it's always about what you can give. If you can give value to people, if you can make people feel better about themselves, if you can make them change, become more happy, live their dreams, desires, all mental, that's when you're going to help. And just doesn't have to be with mind stuff. It could be with other stuff, real estate. If you're a broker, give free classes, whatever. However you can help people, you can do it. I'm going to do this live for 2 hours, so I got another 30 minutes, and then I don't know when I'm going to get another live in. But I'm jam-packing a lot of good information here for you guys. So we got another 28 minutes. Following your, so yeah, so that's something that I don't think a lot of people know. That, I mean, did you know that you are actually there? Like, if you think about it, look, consciousness is one stream, is one consciousness. So because there's one consciousness and everything is experienced in itself, just a different version, a different form, that means you and even that neighbor you don't like, that nosy neighbor, that guy always blasting his music, whatever, they're part of you, but they're in a different experience because you're all connected. Everything is connected. I talk about the collective subconscious, right? So if you know that fact that everything is connected, and if I can, so that means if I can affect people, I get something. Now that works on the opposite end too, because if you affect it on the bad, it's going to come back to you on the bad, but this time it's going to come back to you 10 times worse. That's what we call karma. I like to call that cause and effect. Whatever you put out must come back to you, because remember, your energy can only be transferred. This can't destroy energy. It can only transform. So that means whatever you do, think, because it's going to come back. And when it comes back 10 times more, whether abundantly or negatively. So if you think about what I'm saying to you, so the question is, why does it come back, Mark, and why does it come back worse? Let's use negative stuff. You do negative stuff to people, and right, it's going to come back. Now, it may not come back tomorrow, today. No, I was speaking to someone the other day, and she was asking me this question, and she was saying, Mark, why is it that, like guys, like she had an issue with like her boyfriend or something, and this person like messed her up bad, man. This guy like just basically played her, and she's a chosen one. She had a good heart, and she didn't expect men to be like that. And I told her, I said, look, I said that people do things because, number one, ignorance, and number two, they just aren't aware of how energy works. And I said, whenever someone does something to you, if someone does something bad to you, you should never go out and try to get revenge on them or try to like get them back up, because you're going to mess up the flow of the universe. Whenever someone does something bad to you, the universe says, chill, I got this. That's what I was showing her. I said, you got to let the universe handle that, because what happens is when they do something, it's going to come back. And she said to me, well, Mark, it just looked like the people that do the bad stuff, they're just like man, they're just like enjoying their life. They're doing, I don't see anything bad come back to them. I just said, chill, you gotta wait. It may not come tomorrow, it may not come next year, but it's gonna come. It could come 5 years, it could come 10 years. Let me show you something. It could come when he have his kids. It could come to his kids. See, they don't think of that. His kids might not be, his kids might be affected by the energy. So when his kids grow up, his kids start doing stuff that he didn't want to do, and now he starts to stress and say, why are they doing this? How come? Because the karmic energy of cause and effect has come back. So no one escapes it. No one. You can't escape that. So that's what I'm talking about. So when you put out good energy, it comes back to you better. So now the question is, okay, why does it come back worse? Because people, you've experienced this before. We all done it. We've all been there. We've done bad stuff, and it came back to us. And when it came back to us, it bite us, excuse the term, in the ass even more. And we're like, damn. You just experience what's called momentum. When things move, it gathers energy. And when the energy comes back, it comes back more. Look, I'm sure you guys, if you go read his book, Think and Grow Rich, and all these other teachers, and what did they tell you all the time? Give value, be of service. Why do they tell you that stuff? Because there's big truth in there. Because you help someone, you help yourself, because you're all the same. So that's something you want to be aware of, is that whatever you give out, it comes back to you multiplied. So just start giving out positive stuff, man. Just start focusing on what you want. Forget the haters. Don't entertain the haters. Don't entertain the people that are jealous of you. Don't do all that stuff. Now let me say this: being a chosen one out here, this is now I gotta get this right. Because you being a chosen one don't mean you gotta gonna let them walk over you now. That isn't what it means. Because people think, oh, being chosen one means I gotta just chill. No, it doesn't mean that. Because chosen ones can get dangerous. You got these powers, these psychic gifts. You can mess somebody up. So it just means setting boundaries. You don't let people take advantage of you. You set your boundaries, but you understand, but you don't let them walk over you. Because the thing with chosen ones, when they get upset, man, watch out. Because they got these powers they got, especially when the female chosen ones, they have all these gifts of psychic energy, they can influence stuff. They can really mess you up. So fellas, if you mess with a chosen female, be good. They can get you, man. So the point is, you have to just focus your energy on good stuff, because that's what it is. Don't focus on the haters, the people that are putting you down, or the people that are stopping you, your own family members. Don't focus on all of that, because the universe is working things for you. You got to focus on yourself. Don't give them attention, because if you entertain them, it's like you're entertaining them. And I'm teaching you how energy works. Remember, I'm talking big picture. I'm talking about using energy and how physics and electricity, all energy works. If you think about this, energy works. If you put your attention on something, it exists. If you take your attention away from that thing, it dissipates. Why? Because you're not feeding it fuel. So if you're haters and you're procrastinators, or the people that are putting you down, your critics, if you're focusing on them, you're building them. So if you take your energy away from them and just keep doing what you're doing, they'll start to flee and dissipate. The reason you don't see this working today, because people don't do it. People, when they're haters and critics, what people do, like to fire back. I'm gonna show you, man. No, you can't talk to me like that. You're just messing up, bro. You're really messing up, man. You're really messing up. I'm teaching you to mind your mind here, man. I'm teaching you how to make the universe work for you, and you don't have to do nothing. And it'll come back to them in some way, in some point, while you're chilling and you're enjoying your life. If someone hurt you, they cheated on you, it's gonna come back to them. They're gonna get hurt. They're gonna get cheated on. That's how it works. Down the line, if you're a good person and you treat this girl, you treat this guy the best, but They didn't appreciate what they had. They used you, and you think to yourself, oh, they got away with it. They're doing it to every other girl, and they're doing it to every other guy. Don't worry. Somewhere down the line, they're going to fall for someone, just like you fall for them. And the someone they fall for is going to be their lesson. They're going to hurt them just like they hurt you. Because the universe must be balanced and harmonic. It must be duality. So that's what I'm teaching you here. So I'm showing you. That's why I told you this is all a game. That's why I told you don't take this serious. Because it all comes back. It's all about how you interpret this matrix. So this is for people out there, relationships. If you want to know how to live your life, this is all stuff that the universe has been channeling to me. And this is stuff that I'm putting out to help you guys. Okay? Especially with human beings. The thing with human beings, and I love to talk about human beings because I observe human beings so much. Human beings, we do things out of fear of not having. And the reason why people take advantage of people is because of greed. That's the bottom line. People take advantage of people because of greed, what they want, and an ego trip. Let's use relationships. Because a lot of people have this. A lot of people have been through so much heartbreak and love so I'm going to teach you how to get over all this stuff right now, and you'll never have a heartbreak again, and you're going to always find the right girl or guy in your life if that's what you want. The first thing when it comes to relationships is never go into a relationship because you need something. You're going to set yourself up for disaster. I'm teaching you something here. You never go in a relationship. You only go into a relationship because of compatibility of someone that can help you enhance yourself. So always go into a relationship happy. Never go into a relationship looking for someone to be happy with, because then you're not controlling no more. All right, so that's the first lesson. Okay, it's also okay to be single. It's a good thing to be single, because when you're single, you can learn yourself more. You can learn the traits. You're more confident. And then if you find someone that's compatible for you, you go and do that. So that's the first thing you want to do. So okay, now you got that. So let's say now you're ready for a relationship. You're happy. Now you're going to find someone that accentuates your happiness. That they bring their happiness and you bring your happiness, and you become one. In other words, you don't go looking for a girl that she makes you happy. You don't looking for a guy to make you happy, because you set yourself up for disaster, because they have control. So let's say you have the happiness. Now things are going to start to work for you. See, now you have two happiness. You have two individuals. That means one person, I can take my happiness and I can do a little thing, and then she won't be jealous or mad because she knows that I'm happy and I come back. Vice versa. See that? Now where it messes up for a lot of human beings, especially when it comes to relationships, is with a woman. See, women are more very emotional, and there are people out there, like, they have all these different, you have sociopath, you have narcissists, and some of these individuals, they have no empathy. They're just, some of them are born like that. There's something with the brain where it messes up, so they have no ability to love. They don't love themselves. And the thing about narcissists, they're very, very smart, they're very observable, and they're very charming, and they know all the right things to say to you. And sadly, a lot of women, even men, get abused. So what they do is they suck your energy, they drain you, they use the mental stuff to make you feel guilty, and they take advantage of you, and then they leave you broken, and then you think it's something wrong with you, but all along it was never anything wrong with you. You just met someone that wasn't compatible. So that attributes to what? Programming, because we've been programmed, right, that you need someone to make you happy. See? Look, human beings, we're here. We gotta procreate. You're here to feel like it's a natural desire. Human beings have a natural desire to make babies. It's part of our lives. Yeah, that's fine. But I want you to see big picture. You don't need another human being to make you happy, but that's what society programs you. That messes up your true vibration of who you are. That's why it doesn't work. See, So especially for guys and girls, don't work on yourself, and then you can attract someone else like good for you. Now I'll go back to what happens to people that messes you up. So if you meet a guy or a girl and they break your heart, it's natural for you to be skeptical of relationships, because now your subconscious is going to protect you. Now you're going to look at every girl, every guy as someone's going to hurt you. So now your map of reality gets warped now. So everyone you see that come into your life now, you can't trust them. You start to, and that's going to create resistance. So what you want to do is you got to understand that, okay, when someone did this to me, they taught me a lesson. What can I learn from this? What is the feedback I get? See the difference? It's not a heartbreak anymore. It's a feedback. Yeah, you're going to be emotional. Your ego is going to be attached, of course, because there's physical stuff there, da da da. But you want to look. Now you want to get into the mental frame and understand. Okay, this was a feedback loop. What can I learn from this feedback? How can I make myself better? And then understand that whatever this person did to you, it's going to come back to them at some point in the space-time continuum. So that's the thing about relationships, guys. If you're going to go in a relationship, do I need this, or do I want someone to make me happy? Don't ever go desperate or needy. That's when you mess up, because then you're going to attract those type of people. People were programmed to, especially money. Money was a problem, but we're more there's a big misunderstanding about money in the programming of money. You know, you were programmed to believe that money is the answer, and many of you know money's not the answer. Money is a tool. Don't look at money as your answer. Look at money as a tool to get you somewhere, not the final destination. My thoughts on caffeine is, I'll tell you this. I used to drink caffeine, and I noticed that after I drink caffeine, I get this nervous feeling in my stomach all the time, and that was hindering my manifesting, because in my remember, your gut produces all the chemicals for you to manifest. So when I would notice that whenever I get this nervous feeling, then I would attract like a lot of nervous stuff in my life. Like I was like, man, my gut is really where I manifest. So I cut caffeine out. I don't drink caffeine no more, man. No more caffeine. And ever since then, I slept better. It's better for me. So that's my personal belief on caffeine. 10, the number 10 is a very auspicious number. It's a very powerful number. 10 means that supernatural stuff are happening for you and around you. 10 is like the trippy number. Like things will manifest so weird that it makes no sense. And 10 is also a very lucky number. I want to bless you with a huge monetary blessing when I receive it, Mark. Thank you. That'd be awesome. That's good. Oh, here's another thing, guys, I want to teach you about. She just mentioned something about if you want to manifest more. When people give you gifts, accept them. Never do that. Like if you heard someone and say, hey, man, let me buy you a cup of coffee. You're not saying, no, thanks, I'm good. You're telling the universe you don't want abundance. See those little tricks there to the trade? So when anybody gives you anything, even if you have all the money and somebody says, man, hey man, here's this. I want to give you a gift. Here's a card. I want to buy you a cup of coffee. Take it, because you are sending vibration. Tell the universe, yes, I want abundance. So anybody gives you anything, take it. Don't let your pride say, no, I'm good. Hey man, thanks for helping me. Here's $5. Hey, thanks for doing. Here's $10. Nah, man, I'm good. Nope, you better take that, because you're telling the universe, I'm open for abundance. Say, universe, yeah, more of that. See, your ego, the lower self, is the main cause of all this stuff, man. Your ego, man, really messes you up, man. It creates so much entanglement with the 3D world. It creates so much stigma. It creates so much me, fear. It puts you out of contact with your true higher self, and it messes up your vibration to connect with the true source for you to get what you want. People don't get that. So when you start to do things like that, you know, you gotta do it. Especially when a strange weirdo want to give you what is that? Especially when a strange weirdo want to give you 20 out of nowhere. Yeah, if somebody gives, that's what I'm saying to you. Because look, we're talking about something beyond a physical concept of awareness. We're showing a vibration. We're showing energy. So when people give you a gift, put your pride down and take it, because the universe and your subconscious is watching. So when someone says, hey man, I'll buy a cup of coffee, nah, I'm good, your subconscious says, this guy doesn't like money or abundance. He doesn't like getting stuff. So I cut my reality map right now. My perception now shrinks, because now my subconscious won't filter out stuff that will bring me those things. But when I say, yeah, thanks man, I appreciate it. Okay, I'll take that cup of coffee, and I don't care about it. Oh, thanks for the $5. Yeah, I'll take that. It expands now. My subconscious says, okay, he wants more abundance. That's the point I'm showing you here. I'm poor. Now look, yes, I agree. Who's this here? Chris the player. I refuse gifts with strings attached. Yeah, of course, that's common sense. Yeah, if someone says I give you this to do that, that's different. But I'm just saying, if someone just you just say, hey man, thanks, this, because many of us, we don't like to do that, right? We just say, nah, it's good. Just like, for example, a stranger. Say, man, thanks, man. Let me buy you a cup of coffee. Most of you be like, nah, I'm good. So I'm just showing you another part of this game. Society has given too much power. What is this? Society has given too much power to women. How do you make a compromise? Well, again, this is how you view your world. If you view that society is giving too much power to women, your subconscious is going to give you evidence to reflect that. So remember I talk about evidence in your conscious mind? Now guys, remember how the world of quantum physics work, the world of atomic particles that make you and I. Everything exists in what is called a superposition. A superposition means that there is two truths at the same time. A superposition means all possible outcome in the same time. That's the state of all matter before it becomes anything. It's in a superposition state until you observe it. So my philosophy is this: with everything I do, I can either look at the glass half full or half empty. So for example, with you, Dimitri, if you're looking at women in that way, then the universe is going to reflect back to you. But if you look at the opposite way and just see that it's not that way and I'm just as fair, that's what you're going to get. So never ever take what the narrative is, what society say, like, oh, this is the toughest time, the economy is down, you're not going to make any money. You're going to create that reality. See that? You got to look at what serves you. Always look for a reality that serves you, because you create it independently. So whether it's true or not, that that's debatable part of women, that doesn't matter. What's true to you in your world, that's all you care about, right? It's what you want. So start to focus on what it could be for you. Someone says that's because feminine energy is coming back after male energy has been dominantly for so long. 1972. I didn't even know that was on my shirt. Okay, cool. Mark, I use my mind to look into the future and predict stock market ups and downs. Is this ethical? That's another gift of chosen ones. This is someone that's using the power of a chosen one. See, this is what I'm talking about, using reality. You have these gifts. How many people can do that? Not many. Is that ethical? Of course it's ethical. You know why it's ethical? Because we live in a game simulated universe. If you have gifts to help you to advance and the universe is using and you can use it, you use it, man. Why wouldn't you want to do that? If you have the ability to visualize numbers, like I have the ability to get these numbers and I can play them and they come out, why not do it? People shy away from their gifts. Now, what you do is, when you have this gift to see these stocks and you can use it, and if you're making a lot of money and you see, then start to give back a little bit. Maybe you start to teach some people, like, hey, did you know you can use your mind? If it's up to them if they want to listen or not, but you put it out. See, now you did your part. Now you've balanced out the duality. See, you put it out there. You say, hey guys, I got this gift, man. Look, I can make this money. I mean, many people won't believe you, but that's, who cares? You give it out. Some of them will say, hey man, think you teach me? Boom. You just balanced your duality, brother. Do you eat meat? I eat meat. Eating meat, it really doesn't have anything to do with it. You don't have to be a vegetarian to manifest, guys. Now, there's certain meats that can affect your body, and there's certain meats I don't eat. I don't eat pork. I eat fish. I eat chicken, and I eat beef. The only reason I don't eat pork is just because the pig eats a lot of, in Jamaica and islands, the pig eats everything, man. So when the pig eat all that stuff, I don't want us to eat all that stuff. But you can still manifest by eating meat. Magnetic energy, where did that come from? Magnetic energy. All right, so electricity is created by magnetism. So let me show you something before I close. I'm going to end. So look, like the Earth. The reason why the Earth has this electromagnetic field that protects us is because within the Earth there's a molten core. And this molten core spins, it creates, it's magnetized, and it creates electricity. So electricity come from magnetism. That's why it's called electromagnetic energy. And it's just part of the universe. It's part of how matter came into existence. All right, let's see here, maybe a couple more. Are you kin to Aaliyah? I used to hear that a lot too, because her last name is Haughton. I don't know, maybe somewhere down the line. I mean, everyone's connected, but I heard that too, Aaliyah Haughton. Haughton is, Jamaican, so Haughton is a common English name, and it was, so a lot of Jamaicans have Haughtons. Yeah, Mark, beef sits in your colon for too long. Yeah, I know, but that's if you eat a lot of it. I don't eat a lot of beef. As I said, I just eat, these are just things that I eat. I do eat a lot of fish and chicken though. Is it true that we don't use 100% of our brain? Is it true that we don't use, well, nope, you do use 100% of your brain. So when they tell you only use 10% of your brain, that's false. You do use 100% of your brain. Your brain is always firing off different regions, so you are using 100% of your brain every day to create now there's parts of the brain, like they discovered there's different dimensional parts of the brain. Now the different aspects of the brain that we haven't learned to tap into yet. Science is just discovering this. Neuroscience is figuring out, for example, where you get psychic gifts, remote viewing. This is a new research now, and there's one guy you can look up who's really good at this. He's a physicist now that's doing this. His name is Dean Radin. He's on YouTube. You can go search him out. So he's a physicist that's actually studying the phenomenon of what you guys experience, like psychic, seeing numbers, remote viewing, and all these psychic gifts, like seeing stuff. Now they're starting to put the physics together with it. So if you're interested in learning more about the abilities of the mind and brain, Dean Radin is an excellent physicist. That's you can learn a lot about this gift you have, right? Can you put this up on YouTube after, please? Yeah, I think this live goes up. I don't. How does it work? Like when I finish this live, it goes back on YouTube, right? I think that's what it does. They, after a while, they post it up as a video. Someone could comment and let me know. But I think that's how it goes. I think I did it. They asked me for a thumbnail. I just put a picture there. Let's see. How do I use my vibrational number? The vibrational number is like for the lottery. Just use them, play them, sit back, let it go. Mark, what's your zodiac sign? I'm a Taurus. Do you believe in the Ho'oponopono prayer? Yes, because it's targeting your subconscious. It's instilling self-love. Mark, do chakras have magnetic energies? Yes, they do. They illuminate and create. I'm experiencing a lot of lottery stuff. My dad told me my great uncle even won the lottery in Guyana back in the 50s. I want to keep the energy going. I am scared to mess it up. All right, now this is where you have to stop being scared, because you're scared you're going to mess it up. So don't put any pressure on yourself. If you want to win, just play, create a budget, and forget about it and play, and you'll win. Don't worry about the time. It'll happen for you. I'm 20 and already had a dream about the winning numbers in the lottery. if you're 20 and you already had a dream about lottery numbers, if did they give you the lottery numbers? If they do, you got to write them down. And if you got them down, play them. You'll win. Akashic records is a good topic. The Akashic records is like superconscious mind. Akashic record is where supposedly all the knowledge is kept. But I think it's one and the same. The superconscious and the Akashic is the same as where quantum physics. My favorite subject is quantum physics. I love quantum physics. If you ever want to see how reality works, go to quantum world. It dictates this world. Would you like me to tell you a little bit about quantum physics? I do a lot of videos on quantum physics. On the nature of reality. Quantum physics basically is the study of how all of this come into existence. What's fascinating about quantum physics is that in quantum physics, everything and anything is not only possible, but it's all happening at the same time. In quantum physics, there exists multiple versions of the same thing. In quantum physics, your attention creates the world. In quantum physics, a particle, an electron, is conscious because it knows when it's being watched. Deep, right? Do planetary alignments impact our manifestations? Yes. Astrology does impact your manifestation. However, it does not it's not a big impact. In other words, it can't stop it, but it does impact it. It affects it. Energy affects all of us. Planets move. When the planets move, they give off vibrational energy pattern. That vibrational energy pattern affects the collective subconscious. So planetary does. You can use it to your advantage. Sometimes when planets are in good conjunctions, it's the best time to manifest. When planets are off in bad conjunctions, it's the best time to chill. Example, when Mercury goes retrograde, that's the time for you to chill, relax, don't make any big decisions because a lot of confusion, it affects electronic stuff. When Mercury goes back direct, it's time for you to make decisions. Advantages of those that you can use in astrology to help you, but planets do affect the energy, and that's good. Yes, Dean Radin, my friend, Dean Radin. I think it's Dean, Dean Raden, physicist that studies all of this stuff, quantum physics and remote viewing and all of that. And of course, you guys know about, the U.S. did secret experiments with remote viewers. I think one of the best ones was Inga Swan. This was the guy that remote viewed in the U.S. He wrote a Russian site with the serial numbers on the submarine, and they were able to verify that with satellite images. And also, this I think was a person that claimed to remote view aliens on another planet star, and they remote viewed him back, and he had to shut it down. This was in the CIA website. If you go visit, that's really trippy. They have that declassified. There was a remote viewer that was remote viewing extra dimensional beings. That's in this. That's not me. That's CIA documents and the declassified. You can read it. What happened to your animation channel? The animation channel is still there. So what happens is I get a lot of creators. They come to me and they ask me, "Hey, Mark, can I use your video? Can I create your video?" And I said, "Yeah, spread awareness." So sometimes these creators, they create these channels, and then they have other channels, and they get busy, and so they don't put stuff. And also, I get busy. I don't have time to create content for those channels, so you don't see a lot of them. But the two main channels I do focus on is my channel, and then of course the Deliberate Creators channel. Are you what? Virgo, Zodiac? I'm Taurus. I think I said right. Is it wrong to check tickets on the day of draw? I never check tickets on day of draw. I don't check tickets until 2 months, man. Sometimes 3 months. I don't do it. I just detach, because I feel when you keep checking tickets, you're just sending like this need and just like, I need to win. And it just for me, it's just a vibe that's off. So I never do that. I wait a couple months and I take tickets and I check. I'm wondering what part of my brain. Okay, I hear my ancestors. The part of your brain is it's more deep in this. That part would be more of your pineal, your pineal gland, and then believe it or not, it's more towards the heart part too. It's not really the brain, because the heart connects you to this, to your true self. So that takes you to, like when you do past life regression, and you do just past lives and just ancestors, spirit guides. A lot of that's coming from the heart. It's not coming from the brain. Gotta remember that. Any of you are manifestation stories, homes, cars, manifestation stories. Let's see if I have any recent ones that a lot of them I put out, but let me think of any good ones that happened recently. Okay, I'll give you a manifestation story about the body and health, and the higher self, like I showed you, right? So since I started, as I said, I only eat, my main meal is like twice a day, right? So that means a lot of my vitamins and things, I have to supplement them though, because a lot of the foods I eat now, because I only eat twice daily, so I'm not going to be able to get, so I take a lot of natural supplements and herbs to supplement my vitamins. So when I started, I noticed, this was what was it, a couple months back, I was, when I would get up, I would feel so like lazy, lethargic. I didn't have the energy I used to have, and I was like, man, what's going on? Why am I so like all of a sudden so fatigued so easily, right? So that night I went to my higher self and I say, hey, look, fix this for me. Let me know what's wrong with me. Why am I all of a sudden don't have the energy I used to have? I feel so like fatigued, and I just let it go. So about the Olympics started, the Olympics started a couple weeks back, right? So it was like a week ago. I was scrolling, and then on YouTube this thing popped up in my recommendation, and it was the Olympic run, the sprinter run, and there was one of the Olympic was a Jamaican. She was a Jamaican sprinter there, and I saw something, maybe watch it, and then she was real good. I think her name is Lane something, but the commentator said, yeah, here's such and such, you know, she started feeling fatigue and low 2 years ago, and then she went to her doctor, and her doctor diagnosed that she was iron deficient, and ever since then she started to win. There was my answer. I was like, man, this is why I'm feeling lethargic. I don't have enough iron. So I went, I got some iron supplements, and in 2 days, boom, I was back on track. That's an excellent example of how I use the universe, my higher self. See how that worked? I recognized something. I gave it to my higher self. I said, fix this. He came back, took a couple weeks, pointed me to this video on YouTube, said what, and when she said iron, it clicked in my head, and I said, man. And I went to the store. I got me some iron pills, this ones, and I took them in 2 days. I was back. That's a recent one. Yes, plant-based is good. Plant-based, if you can do plant-based, a lot of people can do plant-based, is good. But again, guys, you know, I'll say this before, there's no difference. If you're a vegetarian or you eat meat, it doesn't really affect, it's not going to stop your manifestation. You got to understand what your body is unique for. Not everyone can go vegan. And if you can't go vegan, fine. But I'm saying again, it doesn't mean it's not going to manifest. Everything is energy and how you depict it. You got to understand what foods resonate with your body. Do you need to work with your ancestors? Yes, your ancestors are always working with you. They're always talking to you, sending you signs. All right. Good. I'm glad. Thanks, Mark. This life has been good for your questions. Good. The thing. What is it? The pandemic, I don't want to talk about that here. You know they're sensitive about that stuff, but I'll say this. What I will say is this: observe what's happening in the world, question it in your mind, ask your higher self if this makes sense, and you get your answer. I think all the chosen ones know the answer. Anyway, without me going into this. All right, a couple more here. Is it okay? One for the lottery. Is it better to do a quick pick set of numbers, or is it better to pick a set of numbers or do quick pick? All right. So if with the lottery, if you're gonna do okay, if you're gonna play like the draw games, and this for individuals who play the lottery, you guys know what I'm talking about. If you're gonna do a pick 4 or pick 5 game, then it's good for you to kind of manifest your own numbers. You can collapse your own numbers, and then you can play them in, and you can win any amount of money you want, depending on your budget. Now, if it's like a regular big draw game, Powerball, Mega Million, always go quick pick, unless you get dreams of numbers. I mean, the regular draw game when I won, it was $2 and it was a quick pick. It wasn't like I manifested. I started to collapse the numbers with the other play 4s and play 5s. And I use the angel numbers to do that. Those powerful numbers like the 7s, the 11s. If you notice, a lot of numbers I win with, I put them up like 4 4 7 7. See, 8 9 8 9, 4 4 4 7. See those powerful? I use those angel numbers that follow me a lot. I put them in the lottery, and they come out and I win. Now, they take some time now. So when I'm saying you guys, it may seem like, oh, this guy just put his number on, he wins. No, it's not like I put them out and I win tomorrow, next week. Sometimes it takes months. Even it took a year. So I'm just saying, if you have patience and you want to do it, it'll work for you. You can do it. So you got to be patient with this stuff, though, and you got to be disciplined. Yeah, what? Intermittent fasting, Cosmic Alliance Day, yes. All right, guys, so there's a place called Haughton Tower, a very historical place. Yeah, as I said, yeah, Haughton is in English. I think when the English controlled the Caribbean, right? And so a lot of Caribbeans, like Jamaica, the islands, they're gonna have English names. They could get Haughtons. So I think that's where my name came from. Yeah, Haughton. Great stuff, guys. So hopefully you guys now have an understanding of reality and chosen ones, and you can get this. The best way to tap into the quantum field is through meditation, through visualization, through talking aloud to your higher self, and also by being present in the moment. Those are the best ways to tap into the quantum field. How does one connect with their ancestors? You don't really need to connect with your ancestors. Your ancestors are always there. You just need to hear them, and the best way to do that, again, is to talk out loud to higher self. Say, hey, are you here? Give me a sign. Talk to me. Ask questions. Always ask questions. You look younger in 3 years, sir. Yep, that's because I'm always tapping into that field. So you guys can tap into that field too, where you just focus your mind and live. If you live in a moment, if you live in the present moment. Well, see, the thing with me, guys, is this: time to me, I don't really exist in time. What I mean by that is, there's times I don't know the day. The only reason I can know time is because I have structure and things, like when I create content. But at all times, I'm just here in this moment. So I've kind of trained my body and my mind to just be here. So my body doesn't age like regular people, like regular individual body does, because I am not in movement. Like time for me slows down compared to a lot of individuals. My timeline is a lot different from other people's timeline. So I know people say, man, you look the same, man, after 4 or 5 years. That's because I'm still stuck in my current timeline. I'm not like future thinking ahead. And that's very important because, as I said, your cells understand. And there's this thing in your cells that make you age. It's called telomeres. You discover that. The longer your telomere is, the less you age. The shorter your telomeres are, the more you age. So I just started focusing on my telomeres, to see them as expanding and just seeing. I don't look at the future or the days or the years. I don't look at any of that. I just stay in the moment. And I think that helps if you want to stay healthy and prosperous. And you can reverse it right now. It's just a state of mind. What's that? What is telomeres? You can research it. Telomeres, they discovered that is on the strands of your DNA. So what they found that determines the cells to age. So when you age, aging is basically inflammation. When cells they break down and they create these free radicals and they go in your body, and that's why you age. That's why you get wrinkles and all that stuff, because the cells breaks down. And they found a contributing factor to that is the length of telomeres. So some people have naturally genetically telomeres. For example, like a lot of Asian individuals, they have longer telomeres. So you see Asians, they don't age that well. What else we have? Like people with highly melanated skin, maybe a lot of black people in general, they have more longer telomeres. So, but again, if you understand this, then you can go in there and you can change your telomere. So it doesn't mean that say that, oh, I'm not this, I'm not that, my telomere is, I know, it's just saying, they're just saying by accordingly study overall. That's what they've discovered. But you can always affect your own genes because it's programmable. So what I'm saying is that you have the ability. I'm not saying that you're going to just go flip your age and be like 25 or 19 years old. What I'm saying is that you can progressively slow the aging process through your cells. That's right. You can go into your cells and you can tell your cells to stay here so they don't get damaged and free radicals. You stay a lot younger, you stay more healthier. And remember, age is just something we make up. So when people, and you see it all the time, people, there's one guy I was seeing, this guy was 67 years old. And this man don't look, this guy didn't look a day over 30, 67-year-old. And you know what he did? You know what made him so? He only eat twice a day. A lot of the food age you, bro. Okay, there's somebody says Bruce Lipton telomeres. Look him up on YouTube. Okay, there you go. So you can find out more about telomeres, how they work and how you can affect them. Telomeres was recently discovered a few years back. So now that they now know what causes aging. So technically, theoretically, there's going to come a point in the near future, we say future, I mean, where they're going to have medicines or things that can reverse your age. It can actually slow your telomere, your cells from. Not saying you're not going to age, but you're going to age less progressively than regular. So in other words, for 10 years, when someone aged 10 years, now it'll only be 2 years compared to before. How to avoid working 9 to 5. Work on yourself. Create a business. See what you can create value for. Build yourself and find something that you're good at and start doing it. And don't give up on it. Stick with it. Don't follow a trend. Don't see what's making money. Just see what you can contribute, and then you will get the idea and it will make you money. That's how you can avoid working 9 to 5. Starting your own business. That's how you do it. What do you think about the void? What is the void? I've never heard of that. Can someone explain to me the void? Are you saying these things? Are you saving this live stream? Yeah, this live stream is automatically going to be saved, so it's going to be back up. It's going to be over 2 hours. I'm going over 2 hours here. So it's going to be a lot. This live stream is probably going to be the longest live stream I've done in my 4 or 5 years on the channel. I'm going the distance. You can use spells to win the lottery. Spells as means as subconscious programming, yes. Not the spells where you see these people advertising like call doctor such and such, WhatsApp, don't do none of that stuff. Those are scams. I am 21 and I look like I'm 18, that's right. No, a lot of people are gonna, listen, if you want like your body to become, if you want to slow your aging process down, right? You have to do a couple things and you can start to slow your body down from aging. Number one is you have to get plenty of sleep, at least 7 to 8 hours. That's the first step. That's good, because that's going to regenerate a lot of the cells in your body. Okay? Then you want to eliminate the toxic stuff like your food. You want to make sure you watch what you eat, and then you want to do some intermittent fasting. And you also want to limit your stress and focus on your image in your mind, visualize it, and then you can talk yourself into aging less by talking into the mirror, saying, man, I look so young. Why am I so young and healthy? Why are my cells so young? You can start to do all those things. Those will help your body to slow down your aging process. Because look, it's all a placebo, man. It's a belief. I mean, your cells, they listen to you. They really listen to you. Now, I'll say something about, like, if you're gonna do this is a lifestyle now. This is not like a fad you do. So for individuals, if you have medical conditions, for example, with eating, some of individuals can't go 2 days to eat, or they can't eat twice a day because maybe they're diabetic and their sugar level raises. So, but there's things you can do. Maybe you can change your diet, little things you can do that can make plenty more sleep, visualize more. If you're an individual that want to start this, maybe you can start intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting just means that you pick 1 day a week. Maybe you just have breakfast, and then that's it. And then for the rest of the day, you don't have anything. That's intermittent fasting. Or intermittent fasting could also mean you can eat regularly, but let's say after 5 o'clock, you don't eat anything else. So these are small changes you can take to change your life. Is telomere created by us before we came into the physical? Telomeres are encoded in your DNA. So they are from your ancestors. They're from your mom's mom, or whatever your genetic line you're from. So they're in there. Now, as I said, remember I said there's certain culture or races that have naturally long telomeres. That's what they've discovered. But that doesn't mean that you can't still change your telomere, because remember, everything is programmable. Remember now, your DNA is a set of program. It's a code. It's not fixed. People don't understand that. Your DNA is not fixed. You can change your DNA program. You can talk your body into being healthy. Yep. And I'll talk about age thing. And people say, man, you're 25. They give you these ages, right? They say but your body, to show you how the age thing, when you like numbers, when they say 50, 60, 70, and it really messes people up, because you know what happens? They give you this limit that you can't live your life. Because many people, many individuals, they find their purpose and talent later in life. So by the time they get in their 40s, right? In their 50s, and they find their talent, society tells them that you're too old and they give up. See that? That's because of the age they put on people. Like, oh, in 50s and 60s, you're never going to do it. Oh, please. You have to, this is what I'm talking about. You have to radically change your mindset. That's a bunch of baloney. We made up. Look, on Earth, it's what, 365 days. Do you know if you go to another planet, let's say another planet in the solar system, one Earth day, one Earth day could be one Earth year. Well, I'm showing you time is relative. So you only feel as old as you feel. That's the bottom line. So don't let anybody put you down and say you're too old for this, or you're too old to start your purpose, and I can't do it now because society says this. You're creating your own world. Society isn't creating it for you. You got to get that. Later in life is, I mean, think about it. Most of the time, these information, knowledge come to you. They come to you when you're older. They don't come to you when you're in your teens or your early 20s. They come to you when you're older. And if you're young, if you're in your teens and you get this information, you consider yourself special, because a lot of people don't get that young. What is that? Let me see what he says here. Sarsaparilla has the highest content of iron in the world. Oh, thank you. Okay, I'll look into that. Sarsaparilla. I'll put that in there then. Has the highest content of iron. Thank you. In November, I'm riding my bicycle from Oregon to Arizona. That's what I'm talking about. See, this person here is living his life. He's doing what he's doing. He's doing it. Navajo cannabis. I like that. Don't let society dictate what you can and cannot do. Don't let society put age on you. Don't let any of that happen. It's too late to find love. Oh, it's too late to find my purpose. I'm too old to do this. I'm too old to do that. And your cells like, all right, boss, we're too old. The cells listen. You tell your cells, hey man, I'm living my life. I'm doing the best. I'm gonna do what I want to do. I'm gonna enjoy this. I feel young. I feel healthy. Your cells say, all right, boss, we're young, we're healthy. Let's go to keep going. Like this person here. Okay, what is it? Who we have here? Kiki. My father, it's 70. He's like he's 40. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Age is mindset. It's not physical. Everything is going to age because the body breaks down through entropy. So it's a mental thing. You know, there's people that look at it, like for 70, you see 70-year-olds and they were so young and vital, and they look like they're 40. It's mindset. You got young people, 25 years old, and they just look old, and they're just mindset. See what I'm showing you here? It's all a mindset. Society puts it down on you. Don't allow the society to influence how you see yourself and what you become. Why do you think a lot of people are seeing synchronicities all of a sudden? I think because of the age of Aquarius, and we've just entered a new dimension, and also with everything that's happened in the world within the last 2 years, it's opened a lot of eyes. So there's more energy in the collective subconscious. At this time, more than ever, everybody's now is searching for purpose. Everybody's into, the self-development, self-help. Everybody's looking into the etheric, the spiritual world now, mind stuff. So this is one of the biggest, growing industries now, is people are waking up because we've entered this new portal in time. I think this happens every 2,500 years. Every 2,500 years. Tips on how to ignore. Let me get this here. Tips on how to ignore current reality when manifesting. Tips on ignoring current reality is all about your mind. You got to understand that your current reality is just a feedback. It's not a permanent thing. It's just a loop. And then as long as you change the internal map, the feedback will become that internal map. So if you want to, your current reality is, don't take it too serious. Don't take it personal. It is what it is. And as long as you keep your mindset or what you want in your head, it's going to change. And then you can constantly talk to yourself, your subconscious, out loud. Talk to your cells in your body. Tell them how you want to feel. Tell them what you want them to do. Tell them what you want to create, because that's what creates and drives your world. It's not what people tell you that you can do. It's what you tell yourself. You can. It's not what anybody says about yourself. You're gonna meet a lot of people who don't believe in you. That's fine, just as long as you believe in you. So no matter whoever you meet, they don't believe in you. Not everybody's gonna like you. Not everybody's gonna believe in you. But just don't let you stop believing in you. That's where you're gonna have a problem. This I get this question a lot. Is it possible to grow taller by telling yourself you're growing? And the answer is, I believe you can, yes, because your cells, listen, your cells control your bone growth. So I don't see any reason why not. If someone can heal themselves from cancer, if someone can cure themselves by telling themselves, or why can't you grow taller? It's all about the faith and belief you have in your body and your cells to believe that. So yeah, a lot of people are waking up because of what happened in the world. But as you can see, there's two battles going on here, right? There's a battle within a battle. There's the battle of the chosen ones awakening and helping people and seeing, and then there's also the battle of the other side that wants to quiet this stuff down, to keep things status quo. So you can see that's going on. That's why a lot of people are waking up. Where's my favorite place to buy a lotto ticket? Just wherever I feel. Well, there's some places. Well, maybe if there's a store that I win frequently, I'll go there. But it just depends daily. When I feel it, I like the morning I get up, I'll just think where I'm gonna go, and then I'll just walk there. But it doesn't matter. But I will say this though: wherever you buy tickets, make sure it's a place where the energy is good though, like where it's positive. Like, don't go buy your ticket from a clerk or a guy that it says, "Man, you're buying this stuff, you're wasting your money, you're gambling." You don't want to buy a ticket from there because that's just negative energy. Got to believe in you. Aquarius in the age of Aquarius, that's a great thing. Transcendental meditation. Do I practice transcendental meditation? Sometimes. Mark, can you be a speaker with us at the Jin Global Information Network? Yes. Sounds like a plan. Email me. I am an Aquarius. Any info about the Zeno effect? Quantum Zeno effect? Quantum Zeno effect is basically, I want to make this simple so people can answer. It's in simple terms, Zeno effect basically means that your decisions, your intentions, they actually manifest before you even think of them in quantum world. In quantum world, they have this saying in the Zeno effect that the cause precedes the effect, and they're saying that you can go back in time and change a decision before a decision changes. But all you need to know about that is that when they're speaking about that in time, they're using reference. What they're saying is in a present moment or in a different coordinate in time. Have you ever felt like an outcast or like you don't fit in? That's what chosen ones feel. Yeah, we all felt that. But again, that's showing you that you're not from the tribal point. You're in a different mindset. And I mean, that is the gift you have, and that's why I say you have to embrace that, because you're not. Society will make you think that you're different or something's wrong with you because you're into this. You're this etheric or this. You're not mainstream. But just because you're not mainstream, they want to put you in class. But reality in life, the universe isn't mainstream. I mean, look, we're revolving in a two-dimensional or three-dimensional, whatever you want to call it, on a little rock. We're protected by a thin layer of atmosphere in an ever-expanding multiverse. You think we are important? You think all this is really that deep? You think about people think you're an outcast or all this matters? It doesn't. Understand your place. Understand who you are. Understand what this is all about. Understand that you're here to create, to change. and don't give a damn what people think or say about you, because it doesn't matter. 100 years from now, 200 years from now, all of us will be gone, and none of this matters. Nobody will remember you. They won't think about, oh man, remember the last time you did that, or I messed up on that. It doesn't matter. Show you, people don't be real with you. This is a part of what we call um, subconscious or cognitive dissonance. It plays in the cognitive dissonance. That when you go out, you always think or feel like a lot of sometimes people are like watching you or they're doing all this stuff. A lot of times people aren't watching you. They don't care. People are into their own. They have their own problems. It's your own mind. It's your own subconscious doing this to you. So the point is this: don't take things seriously. Live your life. Have fun. Do what works for you, and then use your powers. Use your tools that you have. Those gifts you have. Start to use them. And you start to use them, you're going to create a bigger, better reality for you. Because at the end of the day, man, uh, only thing that matters is what you say about yourself, not what somebody else says. Because everybody has an opinion. It's not a fact. That's opinions. A fact is what I say about myself, not what you say about me. I don't give a damn what you say or she said. At the end of the day, I'm looking in the mirror and say, all right, man, what did I say about myself? What do I think about myself? I don't care what they think. Because at the end of the day, and you guys are realizing that you have the power. It's literally in you. Everyone around you is a reflection of you. So at the end of the day, it's you. It's your movie, point blank. Negative thoughts. If you have negative thoughts coming, that's always something with self-confidence subconsciously. So you want to work on building your self-confidence. A lot of self-confidence comes from the ability to understand human nature, how humans interact, and know that, as I said, if self-confidence comes from learning. Remember, the biggest reason we all have ability to learn. Like I always said this before. I think I made was it a short video on this about someone can be an electrician, someone can be a carpenter, and you say, man, they're good at that. Someone can be a good artist, but did you know you have the ability to learn that? So just because you know you can learn that, it can give you self-confidence. That's how you build your self-confidence. Is time first lifetime watch? Good to have that. Good to have that. The main key, guys, is all of this comes down to you. What do you believe about yourself? Not what you believe others think about you. It doesn't matter what people think about you, man. You got to get that out your head. You can't let people affect what you do. You can't let your haters, whatever, they all talking. You can't let people at your job, if you're in your career, your sports, whatever you're doing, you can't let critics or anybody tell you, because everybody has an opinion. They have what they think. But remember, you know what's in you. They can't create for you. They can only give opinions. See, when someone gives an opinion of you, when you accept their opinion, that's when you lose your power. That's when you give up, you become a victim. If you take someone's opinion and accept it of yourself, you become a fake person, man. It's not you anymore. And remember, your body and your mind will adapt that because they don't know any better. Now, if it's a good opinion of you, you accept it. If someone's bad opinion, don't accept it. Even your family, what they think of you and they tell you, don't accept that stuff, because, you know, even if your mom or dad tell you like, oh, you're always this, you're lazy, you're just not going to make it. You know, that has a lot of impact on people, because if, people of authority are where subconscious accepts. But you got to understand that. Yeah, you're my mom and my dad. You brought me into the world because I chose you to bring me here, but now I'm an individual. Not saying I don't respect you and I owe you, I give love and I respect for you, but I'm not going to let don't ever let your family keep you from your goals. Nobody, don't let nobody keep you from your goals. Your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, your wife, nobody. They keep you from your goals, you're not going to live for yourself. You're always going to be a prisoner to other people. Never be a prisoner to other people, because you'll never live your life on your terms. You're always going to live your life for someone else. That's going to create stress, anxiety. You're going to lose your self-awareness. That's how the matrix can control you. It's all about the power of self. I've been trying to manifest a specific home over a year now. It still hasn't come. What do I do about that? What you mean it still hasn't come yet? What do you do about that? Nothing. Don't put time on stuff. See, that's your mind. Your mind is expecting it. See what I'm showing you about your conscious mind, right? I'm manifesting a home. Your mind says, all right, it should take a year. Oh, it's not happening. What's wrong? Nothing is wrong. It's all good. The home is going to come when it's supposed to come. As long as you keep visualizing, you're going to get it. Remember, I go back again and I talk about time. When your subconscious, when your higher self manifests something, it's going to come at the right time. When your ego tries to manifest something, it's trying to bring it at a time it thinks is right. And as you notice, your ego's time is always off. You're never going to get it at your ego. So just don't even try to force it. Just push through, keep the momentum, and you'll manifest it. Universe doesn't work on our time. My early morning routine. I get up. First thing I do, I drink a bottle of water. First thing. Then I relax for a little bit, and then I check stuff that I have, emails, anything of that sort. And what else? I have a banana, and I get some fresh air, and then I start my day. That's my morning routine. No crazy big thing, right? I'm asking the critical factor in your mind. That's a good question. Does the ego keep us in the past? Yes, your ego will always keep you in the past. Your ego needs an identity. The identity of your ego is based on the past. And your ego wants the future because it wants expectation. So identity from the ego, yes. How to control your ego is to understand what your ego is and how it functions. So the biggest thing you have to understand about your ego is it's not out to get you. Don't make your ego your enemy. I know you hear me videos talk about your ego is not your amigo, but I never said to hate your ego or put your ego, or so I want to get that out, that your ego is not really a bad guy. Your ego is just misinformed. That's the best way I want to put it. Your ego just learned the wrong habits. That's all. So to get that right. So my ego is trying the best to help me. So you don't want to hate it because you're going to create more friction. So once you understand that, then understand that the things that your ego are telling you are not who you are right now. It likes to remind you of your past failures or things. So just remember that it's not you, and you are constantly creating every moment. So the fact that you're constantly creating every moment, you're going to always distract your ego and keep present. So you're going to get less attacks from your ego. Time is just an illusion. Critical factor of the mind is, so I always talk about, right, the subconscious is illogical, the conscious is logical. So what is a critical divide? The critical divide is the middleman between your conscious and your subconscious. The critical divide is like this. Easiest way I could make it for you to understand. Okay, let's say you have 3 friends. You have the first one. You have this first friend is really smart. That's your conscious mind, because that friend can think, analyze. The second friend would be you, the gatekeeper. And then the third friend would be the subconscious. He's not like smart like that, but he believes anything you say, and he's always have faith and passion, and he believes it. That would be your third friend. That would be the subconscious. You would be the middle guy now. So You would be that guy that you listen to you listen to the friend that's smart, and you also listen to the friend that doesn't think. But you take more information from the friend that's smart, and then you go to the friend that's not that analytically smart. You say, hey man, here's something that I think you should take. And then you, the friend, sometimes you let it in and say, yeah. But the majority of the time, you, the middle guy, will just go to the friend and say, hey man, such and such says this, but I don't think you should accept it. And you'd be like, okay, that's the gatekeeper. Hope that makes sense. That's the easiest way I could put it for you to understand. It's a filter between the conscious and subconscious. It takes what the conscious says, seeks approval from the subconscious. Subconscious likes it, it takes it in, and subconscious brings it into reality. What is that? The reticular activating system. All right, reticular activating system is basically like, all right, let's say you see a yellow car, and then you start thinking about yellow cars. The reality now, your brain's gonna filter out where you only see yellow cars. That's the so that brings up a question. All right, Mark. So how do I know I'm really manifesting then? What if it's just like natural? What if it's my reticular activating system? Because my brain says, I see a yellow car, I'm always going to see a yellow car. Okay? Well, guess what? The reticular activating system is part of the creating process. People don't understand that. So when you're seeing a yellow car, you keep seeing a yellow car. Yes, although it's your reticular activating system showing you the yellow car. But don't forget about your subconscious mind. Seeing those yellow cars as evidence that it's happening. So you use your reticular activating system to manifest. It's all part of the system or the process. Yeah. Do you ever gaze at the sun? I do, but I make sure you wear sunshades. Do we have to take action after visualizing, or will it get to come on its own? Yes. So when you only take action when you get inspired action from visualizing. You'll know what to do. Never force action. Look, if you don't know what to do, you don't do anything. That's it. Don't listen to your ego. Your ego will tell you you got to do something. If you truly don't know what to do, you have to chill. You're going to get the next decision or the next advice from your higher self. Don't try to figure out or try to do something because your ego is telling you, bro, we've been visualizing or we've been doing this and ain't nothing, man. We got to let's go do something. No, don't do that. You're just going to put yourself deeper. How do you know if a desire is from your ego or higher self? That's a great question. Look into what you feel in your heart. What excites you more is coming from your higher self. Ego desires are usually, I always talk about big picture. Ego desires are small picture, higher self are big picture. So if you want to know if it's from your higher self, it will be something that will bring a sense of peace. It'll make you feel like you're doing something, you're giving back, you're helping. If it's from ego, it's always be selfish, about you alone, about more like clout, like bring attention to you, like things like that is all ego stuff, primarily. Higher self always, your desires always see big picture. It's always about, how can this make me better? What can I do with this to enhance my life and maybe others' life? By doing this, am I helping myself and people? By doing this, am I hurting or affecting anybody? Those are always your higher self desires. Ego is just like me, forget everybody else. Screw that, it's all about me. That's ego. Don't let the government affect what your desires are. Even if whatever they're doing, shutting down stuff, keep going. Keep visualizing it, keep starting it. Because remember, you create your own world. This stuff doesn't have to affect you. You can still thrive while all this is going on because you have a different perspective. What's the best way to become self-aware? Another good question there. The best way to become self-aware is to, number one, you have to be open-minded. Be open-minded. Stop judging. and have empathy for both sides of people, for good, bad, every. Those three components will bring you self-awareness. You start to become self-aware. By now understanding that I'm open-minded, just because what this person said, don't immediately shut it off. Ah, this is a bunch of BS. I don't believe that. You're not going to become self-aware like that. Difference between what? Signs finding you. I have many goals. It's not easy to focus only on one goal. Can't get a good feeling by visualizing. Okay, that's the first thing there. You have many goals. While it's fine to have many goals, your brain only works at one thing at a time. Your brain cannot focus on two things at the same time. So what I would advise for you to do is to pick a goal that you feel is more maybe important for you. Start with that goal and then work on other goals down the line. Don't jumble up goals. It's not going to work. You're definitely going to feel flustered, confused. You're going to get down because your mind is doing too much. It just doesn't work that way. Is Lucy movie real? That's a great example of, yes, things of that sort. The mind and the brain is good. There's another good movie, I think. What's it called? Limitless, with the guy that took the pills for his brain. That's a good movie too. You can watch that. It shows how the mind is powerful. How do you maintain healthy boundaries or moving on from toxic people that are hindering your growth, especially family? So there's one formula I use for this with anything. When it comes to healthy, so how do you move from like your exes, people that done you wrong, toxic people, family? Here's a question I always ask myself, and this is how you'll know. I say this to myself. I say, when I go to sleep at night, I ask myself, are they losing sleep over me? If they're not losing sleep over me, I'm doing something. So that's the thing. So I go to bed. I say, look, if you're losing sleep and they're not losing sleep over you, there's your answer. Fix yourself. Get back up. Don't let anybody, because at the end of the day, you're the one losing sleep. You're the one stressing. They're living their life. They're not thinking about you. They don't care. So that's how you're gonna get over toxic people. By using that analogy, and it's gonna wake you up to show you that, man, I'm important. I don't need this. They're not losing sleep over me. Why should I lose sleep over them? Most of the time, it's not like that. Hey Mark, when you get your BMW M3, did your past haunt you? Toxic people, they will come back in your life. Oh yeah, people come back in your life, yeah. They do, but at this point now, remember now, because you become so aware now, these people that come back into your life, you already know the boundaries to set with them. You know, a lot of people come back into your life now because they want to see what you can do for them. They want to use you. You know, they want to see, oh man, Mark, man, man, Mark, I know you since, man, you teach me this manifesting stuff, man. Come on, man. I know you for a long time, man. Give me some that. You know, all these people come around to you, and while you want to help some of them, there's just some people you just got to say no, man, because you just say no, I can't do it. I'm busy. No, because you know people do. When you help people, and you tell them what to do, and they come back, they say, man, this don't work, man. You see, because you know their mindset, or you know that if you help them, they're not going to really put it into practice. They're not going to do the work. So you gotta create boundaries with people, because there's just some people that just won't do it. You gotta choose the people you let in your life. You gotta do that. You know, they say, like, look at your closest 6 friends, 5 friends, whatever. If you have friends, look at your friends. Look at what level they are in their life. That's going to be you. Because the saying was, if you're broke, or you don't have any money, or your life isn't going the way you are, and you hang around with 5 millionaires, you're going to be the 6th millionaire. 5,000 years, you're going to be the 6,000 years. You hang around with 5 positive people, you're going to be the 6 positive people. You hang around with 5 toxic people, you're going to be the 6 toxic people. That's 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 the matrix. That's the reality of how everything works. My dream girl. I want to manifest my dream girl. Should I visualize her as many times as I want, or can I find happiness by looking at other girls too? If you want to manifest your dream girl, then you have to you definitely have to visualize her, but then you have to also visualize. You also have to act like you have your dream girl. You have to do stuff in your life to create the space for your dream girl. So that means you're gonna have to go and buy stuff for like your dream girl, like a second breath toothbrush and toothpaste, because you're gonna expect a girl. When you sleep in your bed, why don't you don't sleep on the whole bed, sleep on the side of sleep a certain side so you have space like somebody's sleeping there. Because when you're sending your subconscious mind, you're creating space for someone to come in there. So you're sending this signal out that you're gonna attract your dream girl. And then don't get desperate or needy, okay? And then focus on yourself. Like, how would you act around your dream girl? Don't get your dream girl because she's going to make you happy. Get your dream girl because she's going to compliment you to be happy. That's the thing now, and that's when you're going to manifest your dream girl. You're going to manifest the girl that's perfect, dream girl for you. You're not going to manifest like a toxic or needy person or female that, you know, will give you a lot of headache. Having an ability is magical or power. Yes, it is. See, I find it difficult to detach from the outcome. So you find it, the reason why people find it difficult to detach from the outcome is because the failure of not getting what they want. That's the difficulty. If I don't get it, if I detach, I'm not going to get it. So they become obsessed or attached to it. You have to let go in order to get in. That's how it works. So detachment is about letting go, knowing it will come. It is what it is. Don't try to figure out how it's going to come. You have to master that. Mastering that is just knowing that faith and the universe has other options. That's it. Okay, let me see a couple more and I'm gonna head out. What if I don't hang around with no one? That's good. I mean, that's not bad. I mean, you know, if you have friends, fine, but you know, if you're a loner or what they call a lone wolf, nothing's wrong with that. Just spend more time working on yourself, and then, you know, we live in an age now where we have social networks, social media. You can have friends from different parts of the world through different communities, through the programs you watch, to what you surround yourself with. You can find people that resonate with you, right? So it's not like before where you're just like cut off. Everything is connected now through the internet. So don't having no one is not a bad thing. Sometimes actually better, because you get less stress. You don't have toxic people. And you get more done when you're by yourself because you don't have anybody to distract you, and you're more locked in. Having friends is good, but the right friends. Yes, writing is good for a lot of individuals. Just do what resonates with you. How can I manifest to move into Hawaii, living in a high rise on the beach? First thing you want to do is start to watch videos of people who moved to Hawaii. Watch videos of people who vlog their move to Hawaii. That's going to get your conscious mind to believe it's possible. There's evidence now. See, now the subconscious mind sees evidence. Like, look at these people. She's moving. He's moving. So there's plenty of things you can watch about. Hey, I just quit my job. I moved to Hawaii. Hey, I just saved 5,000. I'm going to Hawaii. I just went to Hawaii with 500 bucks in my pocket. I moved. Look, guys, I got my high rise. So much stuff you can watch on that. So now give your conscious mind evidence. Next thing now, visualize yourself moving to Hawaii now. See that? Now you're working with your subconscious. And by doing that, while you're visualizing and you're watching these programs that are about people moving, now your mind's going to start to give you opportunities and signs. Now you're going to start to think, okay, what can I do? How can I do? Now start to ask, command your higher self now. Hey, what would it look like for me to live in Hawaii? Work out the way that I can move and live to Hawaii. But you have to constantly visualize that stuff. Surround yourself with stuff like, why don't you buy this welcome, says welcome to Hawaii, like a little doormat, something to put when you go to Hawaii. It's going to get your higher mind out to start to give you ideas and opportunities. And you'll be in Hawaii in a high rise. I guarantee you. Remember that story I told you guys, right? About that student that she lived in New Orleans. It was in New Orleans, and it was around the time when they had that hurricane, and she was homeless. She was living in a shelter, and there was a high rise she wanted to live in, a condo she wanted. And when she would go to work, and not even her coworkers, everyone believed she lived at that high rise because that's where they would drop her off every day. She would tell them to drop her off there. She tricked her own mind to believe she lived there. When they dropped her off there and she waited till they drove off, she walked to the homeless shelter. She even had all her address and her mailing address, like, that's my physical address on a job. Where do you live? Such and such, such and such. She did that for 7 months, and she visualized every day at that apartment. And something happened where she got awarded a huge grant, I think over $250,000. And she bought a condo, and she lived in that high rise. And with that, I'll end the live. So next time, guys, we'll do it again.